Hello, spooky friends, and welcome to the Storytime episode of the Scariest Podcast.
Woo!
I'm Robin Grace, and this is Adam Diaz.
Hello.
And we are here to tell you guys some scary stories.
Some scary stories that you folks have sent to us, which we're really excited about. I will say I'm super nervous because down here, the folks of you that are watching us on Twitch and YouTube can't see, Robin has the fullest cup of coffee I've ever seen in my fucking life. And I'm terrified it's going to spill everywhere. It's just so full. I don't know what's going to happen. So we'll see. But I'm sure that'll be scary. Shout out to Nate and C, who just subscribed on Twitch. Thank you so much.
3 months in a row.
We really appreciate it.
You guys are awesome.
Fantastic. Yeah, Keb and Nate and C on top of each other. It says like almost the same timestamp too. So thank you guys so much. We appreciate it.
Shows up on the Twitch chat.
I know. I'm just saying. Cool. Fun stuff. So we're going to read you some. Oh, look. Miss Deezy just subscribed as well. Thank you, Miss Deezy, for tossing that our way. We're going to read some homegrown horrors. And what homegrown horrors are paranormal or spiritual experiences that you have had that you want to share with us, which we're more than happy to read on our show or just discuss privately with you if that's what you'd prefer. But if you want to reach out to us that something that's happened to you, you can email.
You can see how full my cup of coffee
Yeah, it's terrifying, and you're going to pull it right over the top of your laptop. Oh, my God. But you can email storytime@scarish.com. You can also go to facebook.com/scarishpodcast and message us there. If you go and check out our Facebook page, please click like. We do appreciate that. And if you want to join the Scarish Spooky Friends group, you can post your story there for some instant feedback, or just scroll through and see all the ridiculous things we post or see other people's stories. And it's a really fun time. Another place you can go to is Discord. We have a Discord server, or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Best way to find that, just go to scarish.com, scroll down on the right-hand side. You'll see a spot that says, join us on Discord. Just click that, and you'll be in there. You can also talk to us on Instagram. A lot of you guys have been doing that. You've been coordinating meetups with us if you've been in the Las Vegas area. Shout out to Christopher, and I just forgot his wife. Corey, that's right. I knew it was 2 C's, and I didn't want to get it wrong, and I knew she'd remember. Shout out to you folks for coming and visiting us. We went out to sushi. It was so awesome. They were here for other stuff. They didn't visit us, but if you want to, coordinate with us if you're out in the area, or if you just want to send us your story, it's at Scarish Podcast on Instagram, or you can use Twitter at ScarishPod. I also want to point out, I put up a poll on Facebook so that everyone who's not a patron can see what it's like to vote for a topic, and they're voting for my topic, and I tossed one up there because my cousin, Chrissy, had told me, hey, if you ever get around to doing it, I really want to hear spontaneous human combustion because it scares me. And I was like, okay, I don't know if that's right up our alley, but I do think it's scary, so I'll put that on the list. So I decided, I'm not sure when I'm going to do it, so I'll put in the voting thing. And it is by far and away running away with this vote.
I was very surprised.
It's fucking crazy. And the other thing about this that I want to point out is there's 6 options for those of you who didn't notice. Because if you're looking at it on your Facebook app and not on a Facebook computer screen, it only shows you 3 or 4 of the options.
No,
and
it shows me all of them.
It says on mine, it says there's only there's 3 more, and I have to tap it, and then it never opens them, so I never see it. And I think that might be why Haunted Hollywood 3 and Ouija Boards 3 has no votes, or you guys just don't give a fuck about that stuff and don't want to hear it anymore. But who knows?
I just don't want to hear you anymore.
Well, fun stuff. I guess I'll just talk to the audience then, and you can put in earplugs or something. So before we move forward, let's go ahead and take a break and look and see what you guys have to say on stream chat to start the show.
A lot of people say
a lot of hellos.
Ulrich, I'm glad you made it. I know you said you might not make it. But yay. So glad to see all our usual suspects.
Indeed, Chloe over on YouTube as well. Heck yeah, I made it just in time. I'm so sad I missed the last 2 weeks. It's okay, Chloe. We've been here waiting for you to come back, and you're back. So, good stuff. So, yeah, Swazzle says, I only saw 3 options. There's 6 options. I was so annoyed with the Facebook app. I was like, well, whatever. I guess spontaneous human combustion is just going to run away with this. But it's a good thing. But I'm going to go ahead and move into my first email of the night. I'm going to read 4. Robin's going to read 3. And the reason I'm doing that is because the next email in our queue is really short. And it's not a story. It's just kind of a shout out. But I don't want to skip it. So this one's subject is big thank you. And it says, hello there, Adam and Robin. Hello. Robin's drinking a ton of coffee to make sure that she can set that back down. And it's still going down.
Hello.
Okay, cool. I'm a listener from Northumberland, UK. I found you guys on Spotify. Shout out to Spotify. I always thought I was kind of weird for being interested in spooks and creepy stories, but finding you guys keeps me entertained for hours on end, laughing and getting goosebumps and checking behind me as I listen. That's hilarious. I never thought that. Have you? I've never thought that what we were producing would have people checking over their shoulders, but that makes me happy, actually, a little bit.
I don't know. I don't know if you guys want to be that scared.
It makes me happy that you're terrified when you listen to our voices. Keep up the podcast, and although I have no stories of my own, I love hearing you guys tell them. Lewis. Thank you for sending that in, Lewis. And I really like that you sent that because it's a good thing to point out that, it's okay to not have a paranormal story. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that shit hasn't happened to, and you don't have to feel ashamed or be like, well, I must not see things or I'm not special. No, it's just straight up like you just haven't seen something. Like, it's not your fault. It's actually a really good thing. So, and I think a lot of people that have that happen are pretty skeptical when people say that something did happen. So I'm really happy to hear that someone who's never had something happen to them enjoys listening. So cool. Yeah. Big shout out to you. So do you want to move into your first real story?
I'll read my first story.
Cool. Shout out to M Meadows 89 who just subscribed on Twitch. Thank you so much, Meadows. We love your face. Oh. Most adorable baby. Not true. I've seen a lot of adorable babies. I don't want to make anyone feel bad, but it's tied for the most adorable baby that I've ever seen.
All right.
Is Meadows baby.
I accept that.
It is absolutely adorable. Like, I walked in, I gave Amanda a hug, and then Mike started walking up and he was holding the baby. I'm like, gimme. I want to hold it. It's so cute. So, and she's just so chill. All right. Anyways, gushing about babies.
I was about to get into the story. So it goes, Konnichiwa, Robin and Adam.
Konnichiwa.
Hello. This will be a very short 2 stories, but I'm finally going to be writing in 2 of my many stories. My name's Josue, a.k.a. Red or Josie.
Spell it.
I'm going to say Josie.
That works.
Yeah.
Also, quick shout out to Bull Rundy who just subscribed on Twitch.
What?
It's a really heavy subscription episode.
Thank you guys so much.
I'm happy to see that.
I put those nicknames in because you'll probably butcher my name, but
Thank you.
that's okay.
We appreciate you predicting our ignorance and incompetence.
No.
It's the most consistent thing about this show, I'd say.
Names are hard.
Names are hard.
Yeah, even for my graduation, it was just for high school. It was just like butchered names everywhere. So
it's funny too because a lot of the people that read off the names like during graduation have seen those kids for 4 years and still get their names wrong.
Yeah.
Like I had a class of I think 120 people graduating and I think half of the names got pronounced incorrectly. So, but yeah, that's just what happens. I'll keep vamping a little bit because Robin's sipping more coffee. So.
A little background: I'm from Puerto Rico and I lived there until I was 18.
Shout out to Puerto Rico. I didn't live in Puerto Rico. She's pointing at me. I'm just Puerto Rican. So.
I lived there until I was 18 at the age that I moved to Florida. This first story I think is called Green Flare Gun, ? Puerto Rico has always had a lot of folklore, especially when it comes to witches, witchcraft, and paranormal activity. My family, among many others for sure, have quite a few stories, although this will be my story. I moved to Aguadilla, one of the towns located in the western part of the island that is close to the beach, around the age of 13. And I'm going to try to explain the layout of where everything happened.
Okay. I got my mind's eye ready to start building out a bill. I don't know if you guys do that too.
Your whispering eye?
Yes, my whispering eye. Every time I say mind's eye, she brings up a vagina. But no, I picture like a blank space and then I slowly start building out rooms and they come down like, I don't know, like Property Brothers when they're showing like how they're going to renovate the house. That's how I picture stuff when people. Thanks.
I love that show. You guys should hit us up. Fucking.
Are you talking to Jonathan and Drew Scott?
Yes. Jonathan and Drew Scott hit us up.
Apparently they live in Vegas too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need some renovations done. Or we can just hang out. Whatever you want to do.
It'd be great. Yeah. I make some mean coffee.
Do you?
No,
She's
but
full
we
of
make coffee.
Shit.
Okay.
We just put coffee in a coffee maker. That's it.
Okay. Fuck.
What a shit show this is going to be. This is going to be a rough night. Sorry for everyone watching. We apologize.
So, if you stood in front of my house's imaginary fence, I say imaginary because we didn't have a fence, only my neighbors did, and my house was in the middle of the whole land. To the right, there's a path that leads to the back of the house where the cars were usually parked, so no strangers would drive to the back of the house during the night. That's kind of smart. If you showed your back... Oh, God. Yeah, if you faced your back to the house. I'm trying to, like...
You faced your back to me while doing that.
Yeah. So if you face your back to the house, Jesus, there was a big piece of land that had not been bought, so there were only trees and a bunch of bushes.
Okay. So wilderness in your backyard. Like, I know a lot of people growing up that had that. I mean, like, in Indiana. So, right on.
One night, my mom had parked the car on the path and I was unloading groceries from the car. I put the last bit of the groceries in the house and I went to close the trunk door. As soon as I was lowering the door, this green light shot out of nowhere above me and it headed straight to the wooded land in front of my house. As it passed over, it left a smoky trail and literally landed on the center of a tall, skinny tree. And when it landed, it really didn't land. It kind of positioned itself on top and then vanished. After that, I darted toward the house and told my mom. However, she didn't believe me, go figure. Till this day, I don't know what it was. I always get an odd feeling when I think about the fact that I experienced that, and I can't explain my fascination yet creepy feeling to anyone. The green light sounded and looked like the shot of a flare gun. That's all I can say that I know about it. And no, I know the house is not close to the beach. It's about 15 to 20 minutes away.
That's weird, because I imagine it would be a flare gun. I mean, if it sounded like that too, but like, who would be firing a green flare like over your house towards your backyard?
Aren't they usually red?
They're usually red, yeah. I mean, I'm sure you can find them like that.
Yeah.
It looks like Miss Deezy just gifted a sub to Glitch Grim. That's so nice of you, Miss Deezy.
Nice.
You guys are being so awesome
nice.
over there on Twitch. You guys are the best audience, I swear.
But yeah, no, I can't imagine a green flare gun. It's usually red.
I could see someone doing it as a prank, like just pulling up and just shooting a flare over someone's house to mess with people. But at the same time, it's like, why would you? I mean, I say, why would you do that? I know a friend who just picked a house randomly, and he would park in their lawn and honk their horn and turn on his brights at like 3 a.m. every night until this guy ran out of his house chasing him.
Is he going to hell?
Probably. I don't know. I'm not at liberty to say who is and who is not.
Maybe fireworks.
Maybe. Could
Green
be fireworks, but I mean, if it sounded like a flare, and fireworks go off and they're done. You know, flares are very distinctive because they last forever and they arc up and then they come down. So it's weird.
They do last a really long time.
The fact that he's saying that it just sort of hovered over a tree too is weird, because like it should just fall through the tree if it's a flare. So I don't know. That's really weird. I'd be freaked out if I saw that too. And I'd be really annoyed if I'm like, no one saw that green light outside. My mom was like, no, you're full of shit. Yeah, that would bug me a little bit too.
My mom always said that no matter what I said.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I'm always full of shit.
She has a point.
So
mothers know best.
So the second story is called Purple and Red. Why? This will be my second story. Not my second story of the night, but like the second story.
You're reading the email that says it's going to be the second story.
My family has a background of witches that I just found out about a year ago.
That's creepy. Not you're creepy. I'm just saying it's creepy to find out. Like, oh yeah, we have witches in the family.
Yeah, imagine your mom being like, BT dubs, witches.
Yeah, BT dubs, I need that dog blood for this ritual I'm doing. I'd be like, no. Figure it out without the dog blood.
On a good note, they were and are all good. Nice. Anyways, so my mom has always had very bad nightmares. When I say very bad, I mean very bad. She would literally wake up and would talk about things that made no sense. At times, she would just scream her lungs out and hysterically talk about someone being in the house.
That's terrifying.
Nope. She would try to stop something from kidnapping us or just argue with someone about weird things.
Fuck that. I'd be like, look, Mom, I love you,
those
but you're going to need
nightmares.
You're going to need to move out of the house.
Yeah, those are demons.
Those are demons.
What the fuck? Let's see. With this in mind, when we moved to the house in Aguadilla, her nightmares got worse. Yes, believe it, they got worse.
Wow.
That's what the email says.
I figured. I didn't think that was your color commentary.
To this, she decided to contact my uncle, who's basically a good warlock. This will be a big side note, but just keep it in your mind. My mom remarried, and one of my stepfather's exes practiced the bad witchcraft. Ooh, fucking exes.
The black magic. Spaghetti.
Exes are always not a good.
Is this an ex? I thought he said this is a stepdad.
That my stepfather's ex practiced bad witchcraft. And that ex also did not like my mom.
That sucks. Yeah. We had that one. Excuse me.
That was a story before, right?
We had a story, I think it was Native American, where Ulrich just subscribed. Thank you so much for subscribing, Ulrich. We had I think it was a story about a Native American spirit that someone saw that was like tormenting their family, and their grandmother died. Yeah. Oh. That one fucked me up, dude. That was such a good story.
That was oh my gosh, so scary.
We're venturing into that territory now.
All right. So, my uncle tells her that my stepfather's ex has probably sent something to hunt her, and that this is why her nightmares have gotten worse. He then proceeds to tell her what to do, because you can trap it. What?
I think it's like Paranormal Activity 2. I think they trap the demon in like a cross or something like that. Paranormal Activity 2, I'm pretty sure, is a prequel to the first one. And you see like how the demon got to the house. One? It's not Spanish, no. It's still two white people. They have a maid who's Spanish. who saves the day in the end. That tells them like, oh, this is what you do to get rid of that.
I'm thinking about the one with the kids.
That's like 6.
Oh,
there's so many of those fucking movies.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, they make a lot of money. Fuck it.
They do. They're super cheap to make, and they make a lot of money.
Another side note, the house's living room is all earth colors with red details. And out of nowhere, my mom had bought a doll with a purple dress. What?
I mean, that's fucking weird unless your mom's into dolls to randomly buy a doll as an adult. If I came home and there was a doll in a purple dress, like in the loft or in my chair, I'd be like, I think I'm going to have to destroy this.
What if it was like a life-size Hatsune Miku?
I mean, you'd be more into that than I would. I mean, I wouldn't go out and buy a wood chipper like I would for other dolls, but I'd probably be like, this is still pretty creepy. So, yeah.
All right. I thought it was weird because of the fact that the doll's dress did not go with the living room's colors. The doll was there even when I moved out, and it was still there. When I questioned my mom about it at the time, she just told me to leave it there and to not worry. Nope.
I mean, you're going to trap a demon, then all of a sudden a purple dressed doll shows up at your house. I'd be like, yeah, I'd leave that fucking thing alone forever, too.
It's big old Noopy Noop.
That's terrifying.
So in order to trap it, he told my mom to buy a doll and place it far from the room.
Fucking knew it.
Because if she did that, then the spirit would not be able to bother her anymore because the doll would trap him. Okay, so it's a good doll.
I mean, it was a good doll. I feel like the thing's inside the doll at this point. It's very, like, Chucky-like, or Child's Play.
After she did put the doll in the living room, her nightmare stopped. For 6 years, I saw that doll there, which I thought was creepy. And after I moved out of the house and lived a year in the States, my mom told me the story behind the doll. And then everything made sense to me, even the fact that my dog, who loves plushies, never touched it. Okay, so this thing just became like a thing filled with evil.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. I don't know a lot of the stuff behind, like, the witchcraft aspect of these things. I've heard of some of this shit before. Even Mondo, who we had on before, had some stories about this. I can't remember exactly which stories he shared and which stories he's just told me.
Yeah.
So there's stuff like that that I've heard from him and other people before, too, where it's like, there's different ways to ward off spirits, and there's ways to sick shit on people. I've heard that from my family before. I don't have enough details on that one to get into that story, but it's like, it's just so weird to know that this is such a big part of culture, and like, there are actual side effects of people like casting spells. I'll tell you a story really quick. 100% true. There's a couple chicks that I knew, or ladies, whatever you want to call them. It was 7th grade. A couple of girls I knew growing up who got really goth and really into like weird shit.
Oh,
I've told you this before.
Okay.
This is completely true. Anyone growing up with me knows that this is true. And the word around the campfire was they were getting into like witchcraft and not like the Wicca stuff or Wiccan stuff where you're like just worshiping the earth and like the good things. They were looking for like black magic shit. They're looking for spells to cast.
Okay.
And someone had said they cast a spell on one of our teachers or a principal. I can't remember which. And then like the next week, their daughter died. Like their daughter legitimately died. Like we had a day off of school because it was so fucking sad. And after that, it's like everyone was like, holy shit, like do not fuck around with those people. And then those people like stopped being goth after that. They just went back to being like regular plain Janes. And it's like, I remember that so vividly being like, holy fucking shit, man.
Yeah.
Like it might have been a joke and just a huge coincidence, or it might have been bullshit someone made up and they didn't actually do that.
But what are the odds? What are the odds that you do something like that and it's like, holy crap, this person died?
If you ever have to hear, hey, so-and-so died, and then think, did I do that? There's something wrong with whatever you're doing with your life. Pave Paradise just subscribed. Shout out to Pave Paradise on Twitch. Also, I'd like to mention, I said that Ulrich subscribed. Ulrich did subscribe, but it was gifted to him by Zwazzles. So thank you so much, Zwazzles. You guys are
all so nice.
You guys are fantastic to each other, and I love you guys so much.
Yeah, you guys are like the best community.
You really are. So yeah, that story is kind of fucking crazy.
Before I finish this email, I'm gonna go into sad story time with the whole Stan Lee thing.
Oh, it's so sad.
It's so sad. I'm really R.I.P. Stan Lee.
For those of you who don't know who Stan Lee is, those are two different names, first and last name.
Yes.
Because I realize there are some people who really don't know who that is, and they just keep hearing people say Stan Lee died.
Yeah.
And they're like, Stan Lee who? No, Stan Lee, the creator of pretty much everyone in Marvel.
Yeah, co-creator of Marvel.
Co-creator. He created a bunch of characters, and there's other people that created characters with him, so it's very sad.
It's really sad.
I heard about it, and I was like, I've been mentally preparing myself for this for years, because he was 95, and everyone thought it was going to happen. He had a scare in the hospital a few years ago, and I was all right. And then we started scrolling through Facebook and scrolling through Instagram.
Adam's like, hey, read this comic.
I was like, no. I was like, this is two of the saddest things I've ever seen combined. And someone took the ending of Toy Story 3, where Andy's giving away his toys, and they superimposed Stan Lee's face and all the toys he's taking out of the chest are different characters he created from Marvel, and he's handing them to Kevin Feige, who is the current head of Marvel. Like, take good care of him. And then at the bottom of the basket is Woody, and it was Spider-Man instead.
And he's like,
oh, this
he's
one was
always
my
wanted to be a
favorite.
part of
I was like,
Avengers,
I want to
and-
cry
oh
twice
my
as much
God.
now because this is fucking Toy Story 3 all over again.
It's like Toy Story 3 and the idea that Stanley is gone, and I was just like, don't cry. Don't cry.
Can you imagine creating something so important to so many people that you have to think about who your successor is going to be and have to pick someone like, you better treat this shit with the respect it deserves.
Yeah.
Like, that is so incredible. And that guy, Stan Lee, got to live out like the dream of creating all these things and watching them become incredibly popular and then watching them hit pop culture and watching everything that happened leading up to Avengers Infinity War, where that's like the biggest movie in the world. Like, it's like, as sad as you are that he passed away, he got to live long enough to see like the culmination of everything, and he got to film his cameo for Avengers 4, which is the sequel to Infinity War. So it's like he finished out the whole thing. That's just so perfect. I think it is
that we see in memoriam of Stanley. Everyone's gonna just fucking cry.
It'll be Avengers for sure, and then it'll also be, I think, Captain Marvel. Yeah, it's gonna be intense. It's very sad.
I brought that up because my coworker today was like talking to me, and he literally said, you know, what's really upsetting about the fact that Stanley died is 2 or 3 days before that happened, I was literally sitting by myself saying like, man, Stan Lee is like getting up there in age. Like, he doesn't have a lot left in him. And then 3 days later, he died.
Yeah.
And he was just like, what the fuck, did I fucking do that? Like, he was just like, no way.
No.
And he felt so bad.
Well, that's the thing, is like, so many people have had that thought for so long, you know? And when you see someone's 95, you're like, they're almost triple digits. It's like, you'd be lying to yourself to not acknowledge that they don't have a lot of time left. And I think it's just really nice when you see someone be like appreciated on a global scale like Stan Lee was, and definitely mourned on a global scale like he is. Yeah. So it's just it's sad.
It's really sad.
We totally feel that.
But pulling up out of super depressing times.
Were you not done with your email?
Yeah, I literally said before I finished this email,
we're gonna have like a 10-minute Stan Lee side conversation.
So to end the email, it goes, those are my 2 stories. I hope you guys enjoyed them. I'm sorry if the last story was not coherent. I think it was pretty
totally
coherent. I'm a little bad at putting my stories together at times. I love your podcast.
Aww.
I listen to it at work with my coworkers at times, and they love it too.
Well, shout out to you and your coworkers. We appreciate
my friend
that.
Paula actually submitted a story, so hopefully you'll probably read hers before mine.
That's funny.
We
might have already read one. Yeah.
Sometimes
people submit stuff from their real name and they give themselves an alias. So it might be the case, or we might have read it and just not even realized it.
You guys are one of my favorite podcasts, and you make me laugh so much. Yet you still get to creep me out. Best of both worlds. Keep up the good work. Bye.
Thank you. We appreciate that, and thank you for sending it in. So, and shout out to all your coworkers and whoever has sent us stories. We appreciate it, and hopefully we'll get to them. And if not, or hopefully we have read it, and if not, we will get to it. That's what I'm trying to say. Cool. So let's take a break and look over at Stream Chat and see what you fine folks had to say.
So many things. All these resubs. So many subs. Bolrundy's new, though.
Bolrundy is new.
Welcome to the world of tomorrow.
I hate you.
Are we not allowed to say that?
Probably not.
Thanks for joining the cornfields. The children of the corn.
Shout out to Layla over in YouTube. She said hello. I say hello back.
Yay for Puerto Rican, says Miss Deezy. Chupacabra. What's funny is I was just listening to the episode of Last Podcast on the Left, and they cover the Puerto Rican Chupacabra. And so that's literally
different from the everything else Chupacabra?
It's different than the Texan Chupacabra, yes.
What?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
I had no idea. I learned today. Today I learned.
That podcast is just too many people screaming at each other. And there's so many things that I can't say because Robin will yell at me and be like, don't say that. And then I get in her car and I hear all of them said on this podcast that she listens to all the time. And I'm just like, okay, whatever. I guess our content has to be cleaner than these people who you're obsessed with.
Well, I'm not obsessed with them. I literally have like 3-4 podcasts I listen to kind of nonstop. So I'll listen to MFM, and then when I catch up to MFM, then I switch to Last Podcast on the Left until Lore comes out with a new episode because it's every 2 weeks. So I'll listen to the Lore episode.
I hate bi-weekly podcasts. Adventure Zone, I love it. It's bi-weekly and it kills me. Flophouse is bi-weekly. It's like, come on, man. I get Flophouse. Actually, I get both of them because you have to create something, and like when you're DMing a game, it's hard to get your schedules together. But when you make as much money as they do, come on, man, go to weekly.
Congratulations, the snarked for your friend's baby that was born.
Hooray!
Welcome to the world, Perrin.
They named their son Perrin. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's one of the characters. It's one of the 3 from
Wheel of Time. Nerd.
I don't know if you've ever heard it, but there's a song for Wheel of Time.
Oh no!
It is so bad. I played it at one of the D&D games I first DM, and I was like, "You guys will love this," because almost everyone there read it, and I put it on, and they're like, "What the fuck is this?" They were so offended by it, and then afterwards, we'd just be walking around and be like, "The Wheel of Time goes," and it's just a horrible song. We should.
Do you think they're gonna have that for the TV series?
God no. They'll have an actual fucking. They'll have someone. They'll hire someone to make a theme song. That would even be better. Taylor over in YouTube when we were reading the story, I'm guessing about the green flare, says aliens, and there's an alien emoji that they were able to use as well.
I wonder if that's something available to everyone. Maybe.
Well, it's YouTube.
Oh, duh, stupid. I'm dumb. Ulrich says them some hot boys about Jonathan and Drew Scott.
They are.
They're very hot boys.
Thank you to their parents.
Yeah, thank you.
Valerie over on YouTube says, hello, having to work on my birthday, but you guys are making it so much better.
Yay!
Happy birthday, Valerie. I'm so sorry you have to work on your birthday, but hopefully people are giving you the appropriate amount of attention where they celebrated you and then left you the fuck alone if that's what you wanted. Because that's always what I want when I have to work on my birthday. So let's keep scrolling.
I totally enjoy when you guys go on your Golden Girl tangents. I love that Carly named her little kittens after some Golden Girls. Okay. Adorable Floofs, lots of different subs. Amber goes, "You're a wizard, Harry." You have to say it.
You're a wizard, Harry. I usually do it better than that.
Okay.
I apologize. I'm better than this. Everyone's saying, I see spots where it says, I cried, legit cried, so sad. It's got to be about Stanley.
Yeah, so it's just hard. So much. I hope he's up there looking at how much everyone loves what he's created.
Yeah. I got to say, like, I know we talk about it a lot, especially with Snarked in the chat. I've mentioned it before. Wheel of Time was written by a guy named Robert Jordan who passed away before the series was complete. He had to pick a successor to finish his series. And I was working, and I had just dropped out of college, and, like, I knew I had to go back, and I didn't know what to do. And I was, like, doing a lot of soul searching like only a kid in his 20s can do, where you think, like, you're going to ruin your life by actually moving it forward because, you know, you're stupid.
Yeah.
And I just decided, like, you know, you want to write, and you should just do that. And in the back of my head, I was like, you're going to be poor forever. But I just decided, I'm like, I should still go and get that degree and study all that stuff. And the reason I really felt that way is because I was reading Wheel of Time, and I was so obsessed with it, and it just made me want to write constantly. And, like, the more you read, the more you want to write. And that's how I've always been. And I remember just deciding this, and then a few days later, I was at work, and, you know, I'm at work, so of course I'm on, like, Google, and I'm just, like, looking at news. And it said Robert Jordan passed away. And I was like, huh, like, that's fucking crazy. And I got up and I went to the bathroom, and I was like, I was just sitting in a stall, and I started fucking crying. And I was like,
wow.
I can't believe I'm so emotional of this. And I'm like, I think I know in the moment how pivotal of a role this guy has played in putting me on the path that, and I can say this now, literally led me to where I sit right now. Like, it's what steered me here and steered me to meet you and steered me to do creative stuff instead of, you know, being like just another person who does networking stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's just crazy how much people can affect your life that you've never met. So, fun stuff.
Nice. Amber says celebrity deaths come in threes.
Oh, God.
And then Ulrich said the voice of Hal from 2001 Space Odyssey died.
Wow. So there's two right there. Bull Runny says, I'm legitimately upset. Comic books have been my life since I was a kid. I was always a DC kid, and I got shit on so much by so many Marvel fans. So I was so reluctant. I hate you. So reluctant to switch, but it's just they're really good movies. So.
Okay. I see a whole bunch of people making the corn references, and then Amber said chug some corn. The chug some corn stickers are coming in the mail, and I am mailing them out next month along with the winter badges, like the winter pinback buttons.
When are those getting made?
I am making them to get sent out next month.
Okay. I just don't know when they get shipped. That's all.
They get shipped next month.
The beginning of December?
Yeah, for their Christmas designs. They're for winter season.
So what months do you ship out? So
December, March, June, September.
I feel like we've done it differently. I feel like we shipped in July.
Nope.
For summer, because that's when summer starts.
Nope.
Is the end of June.
I did them.
Okay. She handles
I'm
that.
the only
so
one that does it. So
yeah, she's the only one that does the stuff. Like
yeah.
I take all those packages. I should rephrase that. I take all the packages she tells me to take to the post office,
which are
and
very
ship them.
rare.
That's a goddamn lie. You've heard it here on the air, folks. That is a lie. Very
Can
rare.
I change my sweater?
40% of the time. You want to change your sweater live on the air. I'm sure we get a lot of donations, but just because you dripped a little thing, I can't even see where you dripped on the screen.
Okay.
So
I spilled coffee.
I'll spill coffee all over myself if it makes you feel
okay.
better.
But yeah, so I have new chug some corn stickers. And they are going to be exclusive for the Badge of Honor tier patrons and up. And so I'll be mailing those out next month.
Right on.
Yeah. And yeah, Connor has had some connectivity issues lately. Some people were asking, but
yeah, I've been wondering that myself.
He hasn't been in the past couple weeks, and it's just because sometimes internet doesn't work that way. Also, he's in Australia, so it's like 6 a.m.
Yeah. It's hard for Australian listeners to join us, and they do because they're awesome. Valerie over on YouTube said, "If only people let me work in peace, haha." It sucks. I hate it when people interrupt you when you actually have a job to do. And they do too, but they just decide they're not going to do it, so they just make you take longer to do your shit.
Amber says, "Sing some Nickelback." If you guys turn in some...
No. You're going to make them bribe us?
No, they have souls.
They do have souls.
You guys have souls. So I think there's like,
so
you guys can make
souls,
requests
no one
through
cashes
your
them
souls.
in ever.
Yeah, I think I have 875. I have quite a lot.
Paper Guy says, "I just subscribed to Patreon. Do I qualify for a corn sticker?"
If you guys sign up this month and December, I'll have them to mail out. If it's Badge of Honor tier and above.
Heard it here first.
So
Swazzle says Brandon Sanderson is amazing. He is amazing. He's the person who came in and took up the Wheel of Time and finished it out really well.
Don't bring up J.K. Rowling
when
passing.
J.K. Rowling passes, that's hopefully
you
really
guys
far
bite
away.
Your tongues.
Hopefully
okay?
it's really far away. She's still very young.
She's got to make more Corman Strike novels.
Miss Deasy says, again, Tom Hanks, I will be sad when he goes.
Oh, no.
Tom Hanks is supposed to be like the nicest guy ever. All the stories I've ever read about him, like he was married to someone when he first got famous, and then he met, I forget her name. I know it's Rita something. She's been in almost all the same movies as he has. He met her in the 80s.
What?
And he fell in love with her, and he divorced his original wife, and he told her, he apologized, and he said it was all his fault, and he said he just didn't expect to feel the way he felt about another human being when he met her. And as scummy as that sounds, like typical fucking celebrity, like leaves his wife for another celebrity, she doesn't really act that much anymore, and they've been together for over 30 years. So it kind of is legit. Like, and he was still super apologetic, and he always puts it on himself if he's ever asked about it. I mean, no one ever wants to be asked about, like, their first marriage.
Oh, my God. Miss Deasy says Betty White. Also,
Betty White has lived long enough where she can see how appreciated she is. That's another person where it's like, it's come full circle enough where she can see just how much people absolutely adore her.
Yeah.
And they do.
We do need to get your stickers, so hit us up so we can go have lunch or dinner and hang out. That'd be amazing.
Chloe says, yay, DC is life, although Marvel's still very good too. I agree. I like DC. I like Marvel. The Dark Knight's my favorite comic book movie ever. The second is Avengers Infinity War. So I'm allowed to like it's like saying, are you PS4 or Xbox? I buy them both. And I play most of it on one, and then I play some of it on the other. So just saying.
All right.
You're allowed to.
Yeah, you are. I just found out, though, that Nier Automata or whatever is now on Xbox, and I still have it unwrapped on PS4.
Yes, it's still sitting there in shrink wrap. And on top of that, I'm pretty sure Microsoft bought out or just signed up, I don't know how to put it, the studio that made Nier Automata to make first-party games from now. They announced so many first-party studios.
So I think I need to trade that in for an
They just
Xbox
acquired
copy.
Obsidian, too.
What?
The guys who made Fallout New Vegas. Yeah, they're a first-party developer for Microsoft now. So hopefully they can turn out something good. All right, we've been on a tangent for a while, so let's get back to a spooky story. How's that sound?
Yes, you go.
Cool. It is now my turn. And this one is going to start like this. So my next email.
All right.
Subject is painting, and then in parentheses, can read on pod if you want. And
cool, thanks.
So thank you. And it starts out like this. Hey, guys, my name is Merlot. Yes, like the wine.
Sounds hot.
It does. My parents are clever, to say the least. That's hilarious. Anyways,
they conceived you on said wine.
That is smart. It's like, your name is Merlot because of this. Like, okay, what's my brother's name? Percocet? I don't know.
Oh my
What?
That's all right.
Anyways, my husband
We
and
went
I are
there.
from SoCal, in parentheses, Southern California. We are familiar with what SoCal means. San Diego, and are addicted to your show. I have a haunted San Diego topic that I have to get to sooner or
really?
later. Yeah, Ralph has told me so many stories about San Diego, and that's why I did the Whaley House.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of stuff in San Diego that I want to cover, so I'm sure that Merlot is familiar with those things. We listen at home, at work, and in the car, and love it. Also,
That's so cute.
shout out to Spotify. I have a small story to start with, and we'll send some more later. Why are you laughing?
Because there's a cartoon that was on PBS called Dragon Tales.
I remember Dragon
And
Tales.
there's a dragon in it that whenever she gets super happy and she says that she loves something, she's like, love it.
Maybe that's where that's from.
Yeah.
We
that's how
watched
she
Don't Tell
says
Mom
it.
the Babysitter's Dead recently. We had to show it to Robin.
We should totally cover that on
We're gonna
the podcast.
we're gonna have a movie podcast coming out here soon. We've talked about it before. And I gotta say, like, watching that movie, I realized how many things I still fucking quote from that movie. The reason we watched it is because I was doing the dishes, and when I finished, I was like, the dishes are done, man, because that's a fucking line from that movie.
Yeah.
And my mom heard it and was like, oh my god, I love that movie. And then Robin was like, I've never seen that. And we're like, what? We're putting it on right now. Anyways, let's get back to this email. I have a small story to start with, and we'll send more later. This story is very recent and from last month or so, and scary/creepy-ish.
All right.
My husband and I recently acquired a painting from friends of an old golfer who looked to be warming his hands with his breath. I always liked it. In parentheses, great. It would be my idea to keep it. We brought it home and set it on a desk leaning against the wall and have left it there for some time. But as soon as it was in our house, our eldest cat, Wolfie, in parentheses, Wolfgang, so Wolfie's probably the nickname.
All right.
That's a really good name, by the way.
Yeah, it's a very good name.
Had started to become
fancy.
skittish and was afraid of our hands sometimes and kept trying to run away, which could be just him wanting freedom. But something wasn't right. Also, my husband and I just couldn't sleep. The whole home felt completely different in the dark at night. I swear I was hearing things, and as the painting was adjacent to our door, I could not turn my back to the door. I felt like there was someone in our house, and I would get up constantly to check all the locks. That is super creepy.
Super creepy.
It always felt like this thing was next to me
No.
by my bed trying to reach me. It felt as if there was a body there when I knew there wasn't. Yesterday, I was cleaning the house and realized I couldn't get myself to be near the painting.
Oh my god.
That's right when I decided, you're noping the fuck out of my house. I left it out in the alley and it is already gone.
Whoa.
You know why? It's probably back in the fucking house somewhere.
Shut up.
Check your attic and crawl spaces.
Shut up.
I'll go back to it.
Oh my god.
I was going to put a note on it, but now whoever has it might just need a prayer or two. Holy shit.
Oh man.
Thanks for reading and keep on creeping on. That one is super fucking creepy and just rings true with me because I've seen Ghostbusters 2 a million times and that painting was haunted as fuck. I'm just saying. Like super haunted. So
I'm just thinking of that one movie with the guy in the videotapes. Not videotapes, the reels.
Bagul.
Yeah, that one.
He's in
where
pictures,
they tried
not
to
just the
burn
reels.
it and get
It
rid
just
of
pops
it.
back
and
up.
He just pops back up in their house.
Bagul, what is the name? Sinister. Okay.
Okay.
The problem I have with the movie Sinister is the problem I have with a lot of horror films is that there has to be dramatic tension in the fact that the protagonists have some sort of way they think they can win. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because in that movie, it just constantly seems like they're doomed.
Yeah.
And there's not really a whole lot of action taken to fight against that, aside from like, we'll just leave, you know? And like the whole thing about Bagul is like there's something to do with like you find it in one house, you get killed in a different house, and then they fucking leave. So it's like, so you're just doing what it wants you to. Like, have you not paid attention to all the shit you're saying in this movie? And so by the time the movie ended, yeah, it was creepy, but I was like, well, yeah, like they basically said this was going to happen at the 20-minute mark, like, and then nothing fucking changed.
Yeah, it's so crazy that it moves houses because people move.
Yeah. And
So
they
it
take
moves
it
with
and
them.
it goes with them, yeah.
Oh,
The
man.
idea of a cursed
Spoilers.
item, the idea of a cursed item that you can destroy and then it just comes right back is always super creepy. But like, I don't know, man. Like, if that were to happen, I'd be like, I will fucking find a way to get rid of you. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'd be more determined than you try once and it comes back.
I just kill myself.
Wow, that's so fucking weak. That's some weak ass shit.
I'm weak. I
Yeah.
can't. It stresses me out.
So if you just burn a book and I go buy a new one and just put it back in the house, you're just gonna be like, that's it, it's over.
Am I getting haunted?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, if you were to try it and it was really just a prank, you'd be like, it's better to end my life than
It's
to
like
investigate
if you
more.
burned all my 50 Shades books and I just went and bought new ones.
Yeah, that's the same exact thing. Those are cursed items, so they are garbage.
Okay.
All right, let's take a break and look over to Stream Chat instead of getting into this 50 Shades argument for the millionth time. So if any of you out there like the 50 Shades books or movies, more power to you. I just think they're not good. So that's my opinion.
I mean, even Flophouse covered them.
Yeah.
And they're
because
good,
Flophouse is
bad
called
movies.
The Flop House, where they cover flops.
But they're good, bad
perfect.
movies.
I don't think they're good, bad movies. I think the second one is as close as it comes to being a good, bad movie, because I've had to see these fucking things. But I don't know. I don't like them.
Yes, Glitch, we still need to get you your prize. We have to get our, I guess, manufacturing thing going on. We got to get some shirts and stuff.
Yes. Which should be cleared up at this point, so we have a path to completion now.
Okay. Yeah, we all need to get some food, our Vegas peeps. We got to do that.
We should do a Vegas meetup. Yeah. I always forget that we have a lot of Vegas listeners that are local.
It's like we're all friends through friends, like either actual friends or like friends of friends. So we should do that. And I'm so glad that so many of you guys appreciate Dragon Tales. I love Dragon Tales.
It's hilarious. Carly's over on YouTube, and Carly put up a wavy emoticon. Hello. What are you doing over there, Carly? I'm guessing there's some issue with Twitch.
Yeah, with Twitch.
It's almost always what
Twitch
it is.
is like so...
Twitch is so temperamental, man.
I don't know if it's temperamental or it requires so much that some computers can't handle, or phones, or...
I don't know. It's very odd. It just... sometimes it just freezes for no reason. You have to refresh the stream, and sometimes that doesn't work, and sometimes one person's audio is desynced when someone else's isn't desynced, and obviously sometimes we're going to hit bumps in the road while we're uploading this, which is why we can't do like anything else on our internet while we do this. So let's keep a scrolling.
Mojo Pokey Blue asks, is it ethical to pass on a haunted item to someone else without warning them?
No, it's not ethical.
I don't
unless
think
they're
it's ethical.
A huge douchebag and they deserve it.
Like
it's
it
not
follows where they're like, hold on, I got to pass this thing on to you.
The thing about that movie that is ethical is that he tells her the rules.
After?
Yeah, because you don't want that person to die.
But that's after.
Yeah, but you don't want that person to die, because if that person dies, then it moves on to its next person on its list. Can you imagine being that creature and that list getting longer and longer, and like you're walking towards one person, and then all of a sudden it's another person, you're like, ugh, fuck. Like, that would be so frustrating.
Yeah.
I empathize with that creature just a little bit, but it's a weird movie. It's more of a psychological thriller that also had a monster. It wasn't bad.
I just don't think it's ethical to pass shit on without, like,
you have to tell someone.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like if you're going to do that, like, that's why that guy who sold the Dybbuk box on eBay posted all that shit. Okay, let me be fucking real right now. It was either because he didn't want to sell a cursed item and not let people know, or he was just selling a piece of shit and made up a short story behind it so it would sell for more, and eventually wound up getting bought by some random person who would sell it to another random person who would sell it to another random person before it wound up with Zach Bagels. So, just being real, I think Dybbuk Box is the creepiest fucking story, and that movie, The Possession, I think it's The Possession. That was one of the creepier horror flicks I've ever seen, but I feel like the reason I think the Dybbuk Box is creepy is because of the work of fiction and not the story behind it. But the story behind it's good. I've already covered it.
Okay.
And there's a lot of creepy stuff that happened, and like whether or not the Dybbuk Box is actually cursed, fucked up shit did happen to that one guy who bought it off of a garage sale.
Right.
So.
Zwazzle says 50 Shades and Twilight, both cursed items. Then I'm super duper
You're cursed as fuck. It's totally true.
Because I have all of the OG 50 Shades books, and then I have the new ones that are like in Christian's point of view.
So bad. The phrase, I'm going to make you come like a freight train,
shut up!
shows up at one point in those books, and it's fucking horrible. Zwazzles points out, Are You Afraid of the Dark did it first with a gremlin sort of dude in the pictures, movies, / then it jumped to the computer. So it's Are You Afraid of the Dark? And then, of course, Doctor Who also did it with Weeping Angels, where the image of an angel becomes an angel.
But that's way later on.
Yes, it is.
La, 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 la.
Carly says, Twitch was too much for my Wi-Fi, I think, LOL. That's, I think YouTube is a fair alternative, and then you can just switch back over when we do marbles at the end of the stream. And then Valerie says, can I just say Bagul is just the worst name for a scary movie villain? I agree, because it's just like, what is he? Is he like a monster? What is he? He's like a ghoul. Okay, let's call him...
He's a Bagul.
Bagul. How's that sound? Everyone's like, yeah, let's just go with that. Story needs some work. No, just leave it. It'll be garbage. People will still go see it. Let's put Ethan Hawke in there.
Oh, my God. Can someone explain to me the whole Post Malone thing?
I don't know.
Because I keep seeing Post Malone and Dybbuk box in the same article.
Post
but
Malone
I don't
died,
ever...
right? I'm pretty sure
Did he?
I'm pretty sure like Zach Bagels tried to get him to touch the Dybbuk box, and then like a year and a half later he passed away. Because I remember when I first saw that article, I read it, and like the date that he went and saw this thing at the Haunted Museum didn't match up with like, it wasn't like a day before the day he died. It was like significantly longer than that. So I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I haven't read any of the articles. I don't know who Post Malone is. And I'm probably going to get a lot of like, what the fuck, you don't know who that is.
Oh, he's not even dead.
We don't know. I don't know who this is.
I don't know.
Is he a rapper?
I don't know.
DJ?
I thought he was a Malone that was just late or afterwards.
When I hear the name Malone, I think of like detective stories. I don't know.
I don't think of anything when I hear it. I don't have any association with that word. I just realized.
Oh, wow. He had a plane crash, a car crash, and something else. That's cursed. Plane crash, you survive. Car crash, and then you survive. What's next?
Surviving a plane crash is intense. Like, if you survive a plane crash, I think it's more likely that you're blessed, not cursed. Like, the plane was clearly cursed, though. He touched the box and has had bad luck since, like, accidents. Okay. I'm wondering if there was accidents before he touched the box as well. I just feel like everything Zach Baggins does is a way to try and get publicity and attention back on himself before he fades into relative obscurity. Like, on Halloween, like, I'm going to open the box.
Yeah.
And then apparently he didn't open the box. Or like, I bought the demon house and now I can't see because I'm so possessed. I'm possessed as fuck. I just can't fucking take it seriously. I'm sorry. It's lame as shit. Okay, so that's the end. That's the bottom of the stream chat. So let's move on into our next one. And
Is it me turn?
It is you turn, I believe. And give us a nice, fun, juicy transition.
Here's the juicy transition.
I hate you.
Was it good?
No, it's not.
It juicy?
I can't edit that.
Oh, okay.
You need to. It's so I clip it from when we start talking to the wonderful listeners and viewers to when you start your new story. And sometimes it goes from like us finishing our conversation to you just being like, hello. And it's like, okay, no. Like transition us into the email.
So this is how my next email story goes. Hello, Adam and Robin. Hello. It actually had my name first, but I'm slightly dyslexic and mixed the two.
I think it's almost always Robin that comes first, but one of my emails said Adam. I can't even say my own fucking name. Said Adam and Robin, and I was so happy to be first.
Yeah, it's the other way around, but I just read it. I don't know. My brain mixes stuff. My name is Catherine. I sent you a story a while back and wanted to send another one. Thank you. That's very sweet of you. The one isn't long, but I hope you like it, and I apologize in advance for any spelling errors.
No worries.
A long freaking time ago, my grandma divorced her husband. Well, that's sad. She was very depressed and sad, so she wanted to find another man. She dated many people and even got engaged, but sadly, none of them went through.
Wow.
That's so sad.
Well, at least she's looking, or looked. I don't know.
She finally found a man, my grandpa, that she really did love. She was cautious about doing anything dramatic because it had fell through so many times. She finally decided to go through with it and got married. She had 3 kids, and they were married for 50 years.
That's romantic as balls.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Or
it
not.
Continues.
I don't know.
It would be nice if the story ended that way, but unfortunately, it doesn't. Just this year, my grandpa passed away from COPD, or having too much fluid in his lungs.
Aww.
That's so shitty. After all that time of trying to find someone? Like,
yeah.
fuck.
Well, I mean, they were together for 50 years, so he spent a lot of time trying to find someone, and then had a big family, and then lived happily ever after.
That's really sad.
It is very sad.
My grandma was crushed and took it very hard. It sprung her into a state where her short-term memory was a little fuzzy. Continuing on, I began having some weird experiences. I've never told anyone this story, but I really do trust you guys.
Aww.
My grandpa's funeral seemed longer than ever. It was only like an hour, but it seemed like weeks. After it, I went to the bathroom and started to cry. Suddenly, someone knocked on the stall door. I told them I was in there, but they just kept knocking. Oh, my heart's starting to get anxiety. I finished up to see who it was, and it was my grandpa. Shut up!
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Don't tell your grandma I'm headed for Mexico.
What the fuck?
I'm just saying, like, if he was actually alive, that's the only thing I could think of is why he'd be there.
I was confused and at first yelled at him for being in the girls' bathroom.
Wow.
He just smiled and told me to stop crying. He said he was safe and wanted me to just be happy. I gave him a hug and he walked away. It turned out that I fell asleep on the toilet, and it was all a dream.
That's sad.
That's so sad,
It's
but
sad.
so nice. That
It's so needed and necessary,
Yeah.
though. I really feel like, I don't know, if there is this afterlife that everyone ponders over, maybe there's a rule where it's like, you have these different ways you can go say goodbye
Right.
to people. And they let, like, all those different alternatives, like, do you want to go as an animal, or do you want to go in a dream?
Yeah.
It's like, do you want to be in the waking world, or do you want to be in dream form, but you can be yourself? So, I mean, those are the rules that it seems like to me with all the emails that we get, seems to be the most consistent rule set that the afterlife is, like, saddled with. I don't know.
I still think it was my grandpa trying to send me a sign that he was safe and okay. I hope you liked it. I've never told anyone that, but I really do trust you guys and think you're awesome. You're awesome.
Thank you.
I found you all on Spotify. It would really make my month if you shared it on the podcast. I love y'all and keep on creeping on.
We apologize that it didn't make the month that you sent it, but hopefully it makes your
Yeah.
November. Hooray!
Happy November. But yeah, thank you so much.
We appreciate when anyone sends in a story like that, because it's not easy to send in a story about, like, someone passing away or a time when you
Yeah.
were grieving, because it's a hard time to get through. And, like, I remember when I was in college, and I don't know if I've talked about this on the podcast before, but we were studying a bunch of different things, and just one of the people that wrote about tragedy, his name is Bertrand Russell, and he talked about tragedy being, like, the most important thing in life. And it's like he compared life to being in a small sailboat and, like, having no way to navigate in the middle of a giant storm. And tragedy is like a flicker of light. And even though it's a flicker of light, like, you realize you're fucked. Like, you look around and you're just like, these waves are going to crash over your boat. And the thing that's beautiful about that is, like, it puts things in perspective, and it makes you realize, like, what is real in life. And it makes you realize, like, what's actually important. And very few things can do that. And it sucks that tragedy usually comes with such a horrible thing that you have to weigh yourself down with. But at the same time, you do realize, like, these people are fake, and I don't fucking want them nearby, and I don't want to be around people who are going to make me feel worse. And you know what? This thing that I've been worrying about, that doesn't matter anymore, you know? And it's very sobering, and it's very hard to deal with. But if you can keep that in mind and, like, try and put these things in perspective, like, it really does bring people closer together. And as much as it fucking sucks, that is one thing that you just kind of got to look at when you're going through something like that. And the thing that Bertrand Russell wrote, he said, like, the purpose of a life should be to help people when they are at those moments, when they're at their weakest, because, like, that's what people should be here for. And it's basically an atheist manifesto. It's called A Free Man's Worship, and it's about, like, doing the right thing without the idea of punishment or a deity or reward. And it's not like I'm endorsing it. I'm just saying, like, if you read it, it really sounds very profound and very beautiful. And when I read it, I was like, holy shit, like, I've had so much shit happen to me in my life, and I've never thought of it from, like, at least all these things that have happened have kept me on the path of realizing, like, what shit is fake and what to keep out of my life, and what people are real and to keep around. So that's one last thing I'll leave. I don't know why you're petting my face right now. So
You're so cute.
thank you. You booped my microphone.
Oh, sorry.
Let's take a break and look over to Stream Chat and
Not
see
very
what
much.
you guys have to say. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot there.
Just a dream visits are trippy. My mom had conversations with her father who passed when I was 7. That's so sad. I cried time.
Matto says I just got here and it's so sad.
Welcome.
Sorry about that. We're going to get to something fun and maybe scary.
I'm pretty sure it's Motto. Motto song.
I don't know. I always say things wrong, so I apologize for getting it wrong. And I guess I'll just move on to my next one since it doesn't look like we have a whole lot of stuff. I wonder if Twitch maybe wasn't letting people talk, or someone said there was a visual glitch. You guys are just like, this sucks. Let's move on to something else.
Yeah.
Let's put
Refresh,
put on some Ghost Adventures. But I'll move on to my next one. So my next email has a subject of night terrors. So you know it's going to be a good, fun, happy time.
Oh, hello, Gabby.
Oh, hello. Hi. Cool. Sorry. What? What's that face for?
I haven't seen you do that, like, live yet.
Well, there you go. It's happened live. Enjoy it. So I'll get back into this. It starts out like this. Heyo. Heyo. My name, spoilers in parentheses, so I guess this is like a reveal, is Rhett. I'm the girl that sent you a really shit-written version of this story on Instagram. Remind me to go and find the one that I sent to us that was me copying and pasting from the Instagram, because I don't want to read this one twice. I found your podcast on Spotify and love it so much. Thank you. It kind of sucks, though, in parentheses, not the podcast, because I have to catch up. Anyways, I don't have any ghost stories of my own.
Having stuff
I love having a backlog. Yeah. So that's why I start podcasts over again, so I can have the backlog again. I don't have any ghost stories of my own, but I have 2 stories about night terrors. In parentheses, by the way, you can totally share this on the podcast. So when I was younger, I would get scared really easily. I watched the Babadook trailer and it freaked me the fuck out. The idea of an entity that you can't get rid of? No thanks.
Yeah.
That movie was all right. It was, again, a psychological thriller that kind of had a monster, but kind of didn't.
But not really.
But then at the end, you're like, so there was a monster? It's just, I don't know. No spoilers.
I like it.
That day, I had thought I heard 3 knocks on a door. Later that night, I moved my room around so that laying on my bed, I had a full view of my entire room. I laid in my bed and just stared at the wall for hours. I just had a sense that something was staring at me. I refused to shut my eyes for the longest time. I got so tired that my eyes started to shake until I saw a shadow running across my wall.
No.
You don't want to sleep deprive yourself because it's just going to make things so much worse. I believe it was just my severe anxiety mixed with a lack of sleep and a wild imagination, but I swear I saw a hulking shadow with a top hat and cloak just staring at me.
No.
Holy fuck. This isn't a night terror. This is just like straight up creepy. I didn't break eye contact for at least a solid 5 minutes.
Why?
Then the shadow just said, boo.
Shut the fuck up.
As soon as it said that, I darted into my parents' room. That night was full of tears and thinking that I heard laughter coming from the hallway along with footsteps. Holy shit, that is terrifying. I mean, some anxiety is like stuff I've heard about, and some anxiety is where like you have this happen. It's just weird that you can like put something out in the world, like you could make a movie like The Babadook, and it could severely affect someone in that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they didn't even see the movie; they just saw the trailer, and it's like, fuck, the
idea
of it is so
the trailer
terrifying.
of The Nun, when that movie came out, that they played over and over and over, and I was just like, I just want to watch my YouTube videos. These aren't even creepy YouTube videos. I just want to watch Simon and Martina and be happy. What the fuck?
We went and saw Tag, which is just a silly R-rated comedy. And they put the trailer for The Nun on, and I knew exactly what it was because we had seen it on IMDb, and we were with a bunch of people, and I was like, fuck yes. And I was just like watching everyone like waiting for the jump scare. Like, who puts a jump scare in a trailer? Geniuses. That's who.
It was horrible.
So I'm going to get back to the email. The next story is, again, only caused by my anxiety, but terrifying nonetheless. I like that they're skeptical and rational about this, but at the same time, that does not help anyone when they're going through it at the time. So it sucks that you had to go through this because anxiety will make you feel like you're dying. You know what I mean? And that is just the worst feeling. So my mom, 2 brothers and sister decided to go somewhere, in parentheses, I forget where. So me and my dad were the only ones in the house. That night I had a really bad nightmare about, and in parentheses, you guessed it, the Babadook. He let me sleep in his bed for the night. I fell asleep right away feeling safe from the demons in my brain, and a few hours later I woke up, still in the black of night, and squirmed for a while. I call that being a wiggle worm, when you can't lay still and you're just squirming around the bed. It's being a wiggle worm. I looked at the foot of the bed and see, in parentheses, this is going to sound really stupid, but at the time it was truly terrifying, giant sumo wrestlers. I wouldn't say stupid, it's just unexpected.
Some people are scared of different things.
And some things just show up whether or not you're scared of them.
Because it's in your subconscious. It's just there.
He looked at me for what felt like forever and then jumped on my dad at what seemed like inhuman speeds. My dad was crushed and mangled under him, but then he went back to normal. More and more wrestlers came to crush my dad until I shook him awake, crying hysterically. After, I told him what I saw, and he told me that everything was fine and then went to take a piss.
Oh my
so
God.
Funny. As he got up, more sumo wrestlers tackled him and crushed him, or he would walk in fast speeds, then go back to normal. What I believe happened was that I had a severe panic attack. I just didn't have a word for it. The next day, everyone was fine, but I will never forget that. I've never heard of hallucinations like that before. That's so crazy. Thanks for listening. Love what you're doing and can't wait to hear you talk about this on the podcast. Well, thank you for sending that in.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So, and on top of that, like, I'm glad you're trying to rationalize this, and it's something that might help you later when you have stuff like that when you have stuff like that happen, to think like this might be what it is, and to try and convince yourself like this isn't real. But at the same time, if you're having hallucinations and anxiety on top of that, it's really hard to convince yourself that what you're seeing isn't real, because it's like, it's really hard not to trust your eyes, you know? And to have that feeling, that anxiety, I just fucking like, just saying the word anxiety and thinking about it, I know is a trigger for a lot of people. So I'll stop. But it's like, I understand that feeling, and it's just not something that would be fun to go through. So I do hope that there's something that you found that helps you get through that.
Yeah.
Right on. So I guess take a break and look over the stream chat and see what you guys have to say.
Miss DZ says, I'm eating nuggets. I love nuggets. Nuggets are a weakness, especially Wendy's nuggets. Except I love Chick-fil-A fries. They're so good.
Chick-fil-A fries are all right. Chick-fil-A nuggets are so fucking good.
They're okay. They're not. It's like popcorn chicken.
I see Miss DZ. Oh, no. The snark says we got drawn into the story. Ulrich says, Adam, it's okay if you say something wrong. But he took out the G's. Because there was this huge thing. I shouldn't say huge. It was like 4 or 5 people on the Discord.
Because you're a freak.
Who are making fun of me because I say mage instead of Miggy, or however you weirdos say it.
Mage? Like a normal mage?
No, I just soften the G. And then everyone was trying to tell me, I shouldn't say everyone. Some people were trying to tell me, like, you don't soften the G, except that, you know what? I'm a fucking English major and you do soften the G. This is just a debate about how soft I make the G. Because if a G touches E or I,
so how do you say sage?
It's soft. Just like you just said it, sage.
So why don't you say mage the same way?
I say mage. Because they're fucking magical, and it needs to be fucking special.
Magical?
No, they're just magical.
I
don't care.
You're so...
I really don't care.
What the fuck?
But after I told everyone, like, G's are supposed to be soft if they touch E's, and I don't think I told them I's because I didn't want to get into the whole fucking thing. And then if it touches an O or U or an A, it's different. Ulrich was like, you should just out of spite start not pronouncing G's at all and just leave it out of everything. So I told Ulrich, like, maybe I'll just fucking soften every G ridiculously, but I forgot about it. So thank you for reminding me. I'm just going to read this next email all fucked up and see how mad Robin gets.
No, don't do it because that would ruin it.
So Oswald says, Twitch messed up for me. Video's been frozen for a bit. I have it up for chat with YouTube on PS4 playing the show. That works.
Yeah.
That totally works.
Watch it however which way it'll work for you guys.
So that's the other thing, too. When people are having problems and we're like, maybe it's not Twitch, maybe it is, we don't have people complain about the problems over on YouTube. So it's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, Twitch, I think just either their servers or something is completely different, how they run it, and it just doesn't work the same way. So who knows? Meh.
Pave Paradise says, trying to catch up. I specifically told my friends not to call me Wednesdays between 6 and 9. In parentheses, by friends, I mean like 2 of them. That's hilarious.
JK, I'm not that much of an asshole.
That's so funny. Chessy Cat says, I am LOL.
The Babadook, the Snark says the Babadook somehow became a gay icon. And
I've heard that too. And I don't know.
It stemmed from a picture of someone went to like a Halloween party dressed up as the Babadook, and it wasn't like everyone else dressed up. They were like the only person that dressed up, and I don't know how it stemmed from that, but that's what I remember. I don't know what actually created it, but that's what I remember.
I just heard that, and I don't know I don't know how, or I've heard the story why, but cool. What else on here? Jessica says, is it worth a watch? It is. It's worth a watch. It's not. I like when I see a monster in a trailer, I want it to be a monster movie. And if it's not, I get let down. Like, I fucking hated The Village. If someone would have told me, like, it's a psychological thriller, I'd have been like, sweet, let's do this. And I probably wouldn't have hated it as much because I was like, okay, spoiler alert for The Village. It came out 20 fucking years ago. There's no monster. And it's like, the twist in the movie is really good. Did it come
out 20 years ago?
It's been a fucking while.
Holy
it's been
shit.
a minute. So it's been out for a while. But yeah, Babadook is not nearly as bad as The Village. I actually kind of like the Babadook. So, Chloe
I
over
like
on
your
YouTube.
Babadook.
Thank you. Chloe over on YouTube says, dream visits are so melancholy. I had a dream visit when my gran passed when I was 9.
Yeah, it's super sad, I think, but it's both sad and like a closure you kind of need.
Yeah, I've only had one dream visit from my grandfather, and it was like 10 years after he died, and I just cried the whole fucking time in the dream, and I woke up crying. And then I had a dream visit from one of my friends who's dead. And that one was really sad because I remember talking to him and being like, you're dead. Like, why the fuck are you here? And we had a conversation about like what it was like to be dead. And then I woke up and I was like, fuck, that was depressing. Chloe over on YouTube says, Babadook type shit, hashtag noping the fuck out. And then Jeanette over on YouTube also has a wave. And then I don't know what that emoticon is because it's very tiny and I don't think it translated. And then Miss Deezy's over on YouTube as well. So welcome to, and it's YouTube chat now. So stream chat, whatever. It's still the same thing. I get it on the same thing.
Oh, the Snark says that the Babadook movie got sorted into the LGBT category on Netflix, like the genre.
So they're just like, we're going to embrace that shit.
I guess so. I mean, do what you do. And
now it looks like Zwazzles is over on YouTube. It says, okay, now neither video is working for me and Twitch chat didn't work either. Sigh. Damn it, dude.
That
so
sucks.
Frustrating. Chloe says the Babadook was accidentally put under a gay section on Netflix, and that's how it started. Okay, cool. So same thing Snark let us know. Good
That's really
stuff.
good to know. I honestly had no idea. Because for me, it was... I seriously... I don't know. I had no idea.
Jessica Cat says, do you think a loved one could visit during like a daydream? I do.
I think so.
I think when you're unfocused and you're in that like in between phase where you're like just
I think even if you're doing like something monotonous at work or in life during your day in general, like maybe you'll hear something.
Or you catch something in your peripheral vision.
Right.
That's what usually I think happens to me is I feel like I see something when I'm like, I wasn't paying attention to anything, and then one thing caught my attention that I don't know why. I just like decided to look at it, and it's like I feel like something walks by, and then it's like I look and there's nothing there, and it's like I know there was something there. Like it made it like I don't know. It caught my attention. But all right, so moving on to the next email. I think it's you this time.
Oh, it is?
I think so. Pretty sure. Because I'm looking at my last one, and I go last.
Okay,
so
cool.
100% sure it's your turn. Transition.
We'll go into my next email here.
Cool.
Hi, Robin and Aaron, LOL.
Hello.
It's become a thing. My name is Kat. I love your show. I listen to you guys every day at work, which is where I'm typing right now. Winky face. If I could wink, I would.
I think it's hilarious that you can't wink.
Did it work?
I wasn't looking. I was winking. We both decided to wink a whole bunch, and we didn't see each other doing it.
I was like, no, I don't know how.
What I just realized is I didn't even mark the audio, so it's like it's just going to be a bunch of silence of us winking. Hopefully it makes sounds.
Oh, no, like the sound of like a big eyelid just going snap.
Let me see if I can find that on audio blocks.
I don't think so. That's not a thing.
I'm going to put in winking sound and see if anything comes up. If it's just like 2 seconds of no audio, I will respect it. I'll be
the
like,
sound of a fart.
Is it?
Winking. Buttholes winking.
No, sounds of farts are definitely much more annoying and loud. Like if it's the sound of a silent fart, yeah, I could see it like, ooh.
Okay. Anyway, so it continues. You make the day a lot less monotonous, and I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
I'm going to start this story off by telling you about the urban legend about this bridge from the town I used to live in when I was a kid. The legend goes there's a bridge in Pocomoke Forest that a young man had hanged himself on from the beams above the bridge. He was a very depressed man, but had become increasingly depressed after his mother and father had passed in a car accident.
That's super sad.
That's super duper sad. I can't even imagine. It's said that if you go onto the bridge at 12 a.m., so midnight, and turn your car off completely, that you would hear screaming deep in the forest and a ghost car would follow you home.
What the fuck? This is one of those things where you just go out there and you don't park on the bridge, but you wait for someone to park on the bridge, and then you wait for them to leave, and you follow them home with your headlights off.
That's fucked up.
That's just what I would do. Please don't do that, by the way. Don't torture each other.
Don't be rude.
You could give someone a fucking heart attack.
This is where I come into play. I'd gotten off of work pretty late from serving and had decided to hang out with my friends, whose names I'm changing for their privacy. Stephanie, Katrina, Crystal, and her boyfriend, Logan.
Wow.
No Ashley this time.
They said bye Ashley, that's why.
Crystal.
That's my favorite hashtag that we've made up that actually like took with the audience a little bit. Is bye Ashley.
Crystal was driving while Logan was in the passenger seat, and we were all looking for something to do, so the three of us in the back may have had a sip of alcohol and were slightly intoxicated at this point.
Before you were in the car or after? Because there's a difference. One is responsible and one is not, and they're called road sodas, and I don't approve.
It doesn't say. So talking us into a scary activity was pretty easy. Crystal had suggested we go to Pocomoke Bridge and try the urban legend out ourselves to see if it was real. When we got to the bridge, like a psycho, Crystal even rolled all the windows down.
That is pretty fucking stupid. I'm not gonna lie.
Proceeded to turn off the car and lights inside. We all powered off our phones.
Why wouldn't you?
So they all powered off their phones as well.
Are you committed to this or are you not?
Just to be extra sure.
Yeah.
No.
Spirits don't like being captured on film. That's why I tell everyone to go Facebook Live, because they'll disappear.
Do you think that would really happen, or you're going to have murder on your hands?
I think there'll be nothing there. That's what I really think. I think the thing will go away, unless it is a person, in which case at least you're broadcasting your death. So then people can avenge you. Just saying, then people will know who killed you.
Sitting there for about 10 minutes and hearing nothing, Crystal and Logan began fighting, which wasn't uncommon for them, about whether...
Oh, Logan. That's so Logan.
About whether we should stay or not. This ended up in Logan storming out of the car and wandering off into the woods, with Crystal following behind after him.
This is like a horror movie where you're like, no one fucking acts like this.
Those
Crystal and Logan do. Those two die first, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Only if they have sex in the woods. then they're for sure fucking dead.
That's the screaming you hear from the woods.
Oh my God, there's a haunted spirit out there. Yeah, more.
Ew, gross. Okay, no, stop.
Cut off the blood, but not the oxygen.
Shut up. Shut up.
That's haunting. You wouldn't want to hear that.
Oh my God. Okay. The rest of us sat in the back of the car scared shitless because she had the keys. What the fuck? Crystal.
This bitch wandered off with the fucking keys to the car. She would be dead when she came back because I would fucking kill her. Who the fuck does that?
In parentheses, it goes, not that they would leave them, just safety, you know? I don't know. It's just like, to me, she took the keys. She left her two friends in the car, or two or three friends in the car, and then took the keys with her. And it's not like the friends were going to leave without those two,
right.
But it's like...
Still, you don't take the keys. What if something does happen and they need to... Or maybe they need to move the fucking car because you're parked on a bridge. Right. This is just bizarre, baffling behavior.
It's like asking to get crushed because the lights are off, so a car coming could just smash into it.
Well, Logan really got under Crystal's skin, and Crystal got all pissed off and didn't think straight.
So we're patiently sitting, and I can hear Crystal calling out for Logan.
Logan!
Over and over as if he's lost. Logan's a pretty stubborn guy, so he's not replying back. Come on, grow up.
Logan never existed. That's
Shut
what we're gonna get to.
Shut up.
He just needed to go back to the bridge.
No.
He's like, don't roll down the windows. I have to return to my grave.
Oh my God. In the midst of her calls, we start to hear screams that did not sound like Logan at all.
Oh, shit.
Because it's Crystal.
Wow.
At this point, we're freaking the fuck out and want to get the Hulk out. Oh, okay. Freaking the funk out and want to get the Hulk out of there.
That's adorable.
That's adorable. What's funny is like, because Logan's also X-Men.
Yeah.
X-Men Marvel.
X-Men Marvel. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
And then there's the Hulk.
The Hulk.
Got it. Yeah.
We all muster up. Oh, Stanley. We all muster up the courage to go help, look, and eventually find Logan sitting on a tree stump like the stupid boy he is.
That's hilarious.
Oh my God. Hold on.
Marking it. Bless you.
Thank you.
You could turn away from the microphone next time. The audio spiked down here.
We all get the hail. We all get the hail back into the car and leave the creepy place. Now, I don't know if this was the alcohol, but Stephanie and I were sitting aside the windows and we're both looking out each of ours just in case someone would follow us. As I'm looking out the window, we pass two houses, each very far from each other because this is way out in the country. But each house we passed, I noticed something very eerie. There was a man. I don't know if it was the same man. It was very dark, and all I could see was the outline of his dark figure, but there was a man standing on the left side corner of the porch on both houses.
That's fucking creepy.
Get the fuck out.
Maybe some guy called up his friend like, hey, Bob, like, you want to stand on the porch again and fuck with kids? Like, yup. And they just went outside and stood.
Oh, man.
Were they wearing the same clothes? Because that would be dedication.
But you could only see the shadow. Right? Okay. So now I'm freaking out, but don't want to sound crazy, so I casually tell everyone in the car about it, which they replied, how the junk are you so calm? That's terrifying.
You guys are some very well-mannered drunk people.
So
I've never heard anyone use these expressions sober, much less drunk.
So at this point, everyone in the car is freaking out and basically screaming about retreating to Crystal's house when Crystal sees headlights in the rearview mirror.
Yeah, but that could just be a car.
Turning on and off, on and off, on and off.
Oh, yeah. That could be a cop.
Could it be? Or could it be an asshole
their
like
lights
you
flash.
that would just follow
someone?
someone?
It could be a cop, or it could be a person impersonating a cop. Also a crime. Don't do that. My car looked like a Crown Vic, and everyone would slow down. The first car I ever had, it looked like a Crown Vic at night because it was big. There's a fucking boat, and the headlights were arranged the same way as a Crown Victoria. And if I was like driving and someone was going too fast, all of a sudden they'd slow down to 10 miles below the speed limit. And I'd be like, what the fuck? So I got sick of it, and I'd flash my lights on and off. I'd flash my brights on and off. People would pull over, and I'd just drive past them. And it was hilarious until someone chased us because he got mad.
At this point, Stephanie's sobbing. Logan is yelling at Crystal what to do. And Katrina and I are huddled together staring out the window just in case there were any more porch fellows.
Porch fellows?
Thankfully, the headlights disappear for good, and we all head home safely. and with a little pee in each of our undergarments.
Wow.
Hope you enjoyed that one. My heart's racing a bit from recollection. I love you guys very much, and you really brighten my day. Feel free to share this on the podcast. I'd love to hear it. Here it is.
And we love you, too.
I do apologize for how long and how butchered the grammar might be. It's totally fine.
It was good.
Again, I'm typing on my phone at work. I don't know how to attach images, but once I do, I'll happily send you a picture of my neck-biting bird.
Aw, that's adorable.
That's so cute. I love birds.
I'm pretty sure we've gotten that picture, too.
Oh,
I remember getting a picture. It was just an email that had a picture of a bird on it.
Oh,
so
cute.
It's adorable.
All right.
So, awesome. Well, thank you for sending that in. That was really good. And I really like the local legend stuff, especially when people go and do it, because it's just like, there's always an Ashley in the group who does something stupid. In this case, it was Logan and Crystal, where Logan walks off like a fucking little whiny bitch. God. And then Crystal is just like, I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to take the fucking keys, though. Let me know if any murderers show up. I would be so pissed at my friend if he bailed on me in the middle of fucking nowhere and took the keys to his car with him. Like, I'm not going to go with you to chase down your significant other because you guys fight all the time, and you're going to leave me here to get murdered with no means of escape. I'd be furious. I would be absolutely furious.
It's funny.
So, cool. Good stuff.
All right. To the chat room. Okay. So, let's see. Chessie, Ulri Cat, Chessie Cat, and Ulri. Okay. Ulri said to Chessie Cat, I feel the same. Grandpa often leaves dimes for family members at times. I think dream space and the space between dreams is a malleable space where spirits can visit. I could totally see that.
I could too.
Because it's like in between. You know, it's like the upside down. It's the in between. Miss Deezy says, I can't be without my emotes.
That's funny.
Okay, let's see. Chessie Cat says, I've been navigating that sort of thing. My grandpa died in April. That's really sad. And I've had a few things happen since then. He's the first person I've been close to that's died. That's really hard when it's the first person you've had close to you.
Yeah. I'm so far removed from like having death in the family that I'm just so used to it that it's weird to be around someone. And I know Robin's the case where it's like you've not had a lot of people that are very close to you pass away. So it's definitely hard when it's the first one. I like that you're laughing over there because you've read something else while I'm saying something super serious.
Sorry. Reading.
Keep going. No, you have to tell us now. We're all waiting.
Glitch says, don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
That's hilarious. I fucking
love that movie.
Mona Sachs over on YouTube says, maybe your bitrate is too high? I don't know. It's all automatic through Streamlabs, so I don't know. It'll give us a report at the end of the night where it tells us like the adjustment of the streaming and how it went, and it's usually like a flat line, like nothing adjusted, and I don't know. So
Ulrich says Crystal's the new Ashley.
Crystal is the new Ashley. I hate Crystal. Carly over on YouTube says, I was always told that redbirds visiting our loved ones. And then Kick Medina says cardinals. And I've heard that as well. And Death of the Dead over on YouTube says, I hate that y'all stream when I lay down. So when I sleep, I might have nightmares, but still appreciate the podcast. No. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you watching. And I understand I totally get that what you watch before bed is going to influence your dreams. So we try and keep it a little bit light.
Yeah. Zwazzle said they're going to check out because Twitch isn't working and YouTube sucks. So
this is very frustrating.
Thanks for joining us, though.
Yeah, we appreciate you joining us, Zwazzle.
Gabby says, bless you. Thank you.
Yes.
Let's read Chessie Cat's little story here. The biggest thing was at my little cousin's graduation, which was the first big family thing after he passed. We were sitting waiting for it to start, and I was just kind of zoning out, and all of a sudden I see this figure that looked exactly like my grandpa walking down the stairs. Thinking I was just seeing things, I watched him walk past another person, and I waited for him to come out the other side of the person, but he never did. Holy crap.
Right.
That's so intense. Let's see.
Carly over on YouTube says, #WhyCrystal. I think that's a good hashtag because Crystal was very not making good decisions. And obviously because Crystal was with Logan and those two were just not right for each other. I mean, that's very clear.
Drama.
Swazzle said, well, Twitch came back. YouTube hates me and Twitch is in and out with video.
I just said that.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Fun stuff.
Okay. I'm at the end of Twitch, so.
And I have nothing else from YouTube. Cool.
The stream has one more story left and
Pancake
a game
says,
of marbles.
Is the stream almost over? I dozed off. Yeah, I have one more story left.
One more story
yeah.
and then marbles.
Cool. So I would really like to know if anyone out there is not having problems with Twitch, because we have 20 viewers right now on Twitch, 11 on YouTube, and the number on Twitch seems to fluctuate. YouTube's been about the same the entire show.
I'm not having issues, but
I know you're streaming it too, which may be part of the problem, is that we're streaming what we're uploading at the exact same time, but who knows? Robin has to collect her souls. We all know that about Robin. So
I will next time do it on my phone and use my data instead. And
the Snarked, Chessy Cat, Glitchgram, they say that they have not had an issue. So it's just, it sucks. Girl Panic says it's been fine for me. So I just wish it was more consistent, but it's I mean, we know. We threw together a studio. We have a service to stream through. So
yeah.
I am thankful
Girl
for that.
Panic, you still need to email us your mailing address so I can send you stuff for last week.
And Valerie says no issues here so far over on YouTube. So it's just up and down. It's just going to be, you know what worries me, and this is what worries me the most, is that we have Cox cable, and that's what our internet provider is, because the only other solution is CenturyLink, and they're
Do you think
horrible.
they're being a bunch of cocks?
No, we got a fucking email. They are a bunch of cocks. We got an email saying that we've reached our data limit on from our internet service provider, and they're
It's
like,
because we were in LA.
we were in LA, but we don't use Cox when we're in LA.
That was
5
phone
days,
data. Sorry.
5 days without like using the Wi-Fi in our home, and we still somehow Miss Deasy asked a question. Oh my god. And we still somehow went over our data limit, and now we're going to be charged an extra like $25 for each like 50 gigs we download, and it's like, that's bullshit. I hate it, and I'm wondering if they're fucking with our upload, but it doesn't appear to be the case. Miss Deasy's question that was redeemed is, why you do this?
Yeah. Cox, why you do this?
It's so frustrating. All right, so she says, LOL, I'm such a troll. You're not the worst troll. So let's move on into the last email that I have for the night, which I think is our last email overall.
Cool.
Right on. Those are some scary eyes you have there. And the subject is my supernatural experiences.
The bigger to see you with, my dear.
What?
It's like Red Riding Hood.
Oh, you're just so quiet I couldn't hear you. So I know that no one could hear you if this is
cool.
the audio version.
Never mind.
So were you quoting Red Riding Hood?
Yeah, like, because, you know, like, oh, what big teeth you have.
Right. So I can eat you.
The better to eat you with.
Is that what she says? I don't
know. I've
I
never
don't
read
think
it.
that's what the grandmother or the wolf in disguise says. You've never read Red Riding Hood, but you've read fucking 50 Shades trilogy like 6 times over.
I've
and
only
you've never
read it once.
Ooh, okay. We're gonna go ahead and get in this email. Hi, Adam and Robin. Hello.
Hello.
My name is Baylor. I listen to you guys on Spotify.
That's
Shout
a cool
out to
name.
Spotify. That is a cool name.
Yeah.
I have always been very, very, very into anything creepy, or I guess you could say scary-ish. And then there's a winky face. Sorry for that. I am Christian, so I believe in spirits and demons. I have many different stories of my encounters and weird experiences, so I'll have different paragraphs for 2 of the stories. Feel free to share on the podcast. The first one is my guardian angel, and in parentheses, my happier experience. When I was around the age of 7 or so, my dad was in the attic organizing boxes and getting some holiday decorations down. Me being me, I wanted to be able to help out, so I was just going to strut up the ladder and hold boxes for him. I didn't know that you could only step on the pieces of plywood. I took 1 step into the attic and started to fall down a 10-foot drop onto concrete in the garage.
That's rough.
Yeah, there's like nothing between, like, if those of you who've never been in an attic before, in an attic, like an unfinished attic, like if you don't step on the plywood, you're stepping on insulation, which is on top of drywall normally, and you're just going to fall right through.
Yeah.
So that is fucking terrifying.
Wait, then how do you stack boxes up there?
You have to have plywood, because you have like boards. You have like 2x4s or whatever you use, and you lay plywood across the top of them. Because you can't just stack shit on your insulation.
I've never been up in one. I wouldn't know.
I'm very happy that I actually gave that PSA, because in my head I was like, no one listening to this besides this person, like, would have this happen. And they had it happen to them because they're 7. And, you know, you're not 7, but you didn't know that. So good to know.
I've never been in
I just averted Robin falling through our roof, which was almost certain to happen.
It's okay. I'll never be in there.
This is very true. As I started to fall, everything was in slow motion. That does fucking happen too, where everything just slows down when something horrible's happening. You're just like, no, and you know you're about to be in a lot of pain. Everything was in slow motion. I felt a very strong push on the side of my face, kind of like a hand pulling my face to the side to where I'm not landing on my nose. In the distance amongst the trees, I swear I saw this feminine white figure in the shape of the stereotypical angel. There weren't wings on the woman figure, but she/they were older looking. As soon as I hit the ground, I felt no pain. It was as if I just landed on a bed of pillows.
It was
my dad ran down from the yeah, you could have landed on the insulation. My dad ran down from the attic freaking out, as one would do, and I just looked up at him and stood up. Both my mom and dad made me go to the hospital in case I had a concussion or something along those lines, but I survived unscathed. I didn't have a single bruise or scratch on me.
Wow.
I thought I was kind of crazy because how do you tell your mom, hey, yeah, I saw a shining woman in white who saved me from getting seriously injured from a 10-foot drop onto concrete 5 minutes ago? Imagine that. Your 7-year-old daughter telling you something saved her. Anyways, I decided to tell her later the next week. The way I described the woman was how my great-grandmother was.
Wow.
She had died years before, and the only real memory I have of her is that she had a really cute weenie dog. Aw, that's adorable. Sorry this isn't super detailed. It's actually really detailed.
Yeah.
But I tried to remember as much as possible since it took place years ago. My next story is a little more detailed and happened very recently. And this one is titled Haunted House, and in parentheses, my creepier experience.
Because, baby, you're a haunted house.
It's the new Jared Way song, and she won't...
Gerard Way.
Whatever, and she will not stop singing it. So about 3 months ago, during the summer, I was constantly binge-watching horror movies, as one will do.
Yeah.
BuzzFeed Unsolved, any horror-related content, and y'all's podcast.
Oh, my God. All I can think of is I know what you did last summer.
I hate you so much.
Watched a bunch of horror movies.
Since I am very fascinated by this stuff and fully believe that 90% of these stories are true, I am more susceptible to these experiences.
All right.
I was being very antisocial all summer. Shout out to antisocial summers. They're some of my fucking favorite summers I've ever had. And I mostly stayed in my room. Everything started with a shadow. It was almost pitch black in my room. My curtains are closed, and the only light would be radiating from my laptop screen and phone since I was FaceTiming with my boyfriend. I should also make sure that you know my laptop is facing me, so on the opposite wall, there was barely any light.
Okay.
So laptop here, and then the wall opposite the thing because there's barely any light. That's
Okay.
what I'm picturing right now, at least.
Okay.
From the right side of my room, a dark shadow moved to the left corner opposite of me
No.
at 3 a.m.
No.
It was almost as if it was trying to direct my attention to that corner. Of course, I was terrified because all I have done for a month straight was listen to ghost stories.
Shut up.
I shook it off and continued my night of Netflix and popcorn. For the next few days, I was uneasy and coincidentally would wake up every other night or so at 3 a.m. That happens to me a lot too, where like if I start waking up at a specific time, I can't stop waking up at that time. I eventually forgot about it since I had been working on a summer project for FBLA, and in parentheses, Future Business Leaders of America.
Cute.
My group and I were on a video call fixing our presentation and decided to take a quick 10-minute break. My friend Connor was going to take a photo of our video call with really ugly Snapchat filters for fun.
Wow.
Every single filter picked
Shut-
up a face
no,
either beside me or
No, no,
behind
no.
me on my wall. I told them the story of the shadow I saw, and we were all creeped out for a bit, but laughed it off. The entire week, my fairy lights that are in a cactus mason jar and a light up at sign would always be turned on when I woke up.
Wow.
These are both in the corner where the shadow walked to. I was brave one night and thought I would make fun of Zach Baggins and take flash photos of the corner of the room where the shadow went to.
No.
I was terrified. I will attach the photo below of the orb I captured. I tried to replicate the photo the next night around the same time to see if it was a glare or something, or somehow a light from somewhere, but I cannot replicate it to save my life. I like that you tried to do it again, because then you know whether or not it was something that's just reflecting, or if it's something that is creepy. We also have the photo attached to this email. And then it goes on to talk about the photo. So I'm actually going to take a break and open this photo up right now. And let's just have a look at this thing. I don't know if I can get it to actually show for you guys. But let's just see what we're looking at here. Okay, so it's like the corner of a room.
And just right dead center.
Dead center is an orb that could easily be a lens flare. So I'm going to go ahead and move forward. I know that it's not the most opaque thing in the world, but it is a perfect circle and exactly where everything had been happening.
Love that band.
I hate you so much.
I don't know enough of them.
Cool.
Okay.
Good tangent. Later the next week, I was doing my makeup, leaned into the vanity. I have one of those small suction cup mirrors stuck onto my actual mirror I was using. This tiny mirror had been stuck on my bigger mirror since Christmas and hadn't fallen off once. As soon as I leaned back from doing my eyebrows, the tiny mirror flew off into my lap like it was trying to hit me. I told my family because they think I'm crazy anyways. I like that it's like, well, they think I'm batshit crazy, so I might as well just tell them because it's not going to change anything. Both my Meemaw and my Pawpaw, and I'm not sure what group of individuals uses those, because I know like Yaya is Greek, and then, I don't know. That's just something that just ran through my head. Both my Meemaw and my Pawpaw have had spiritual experiences in this house, and they occurred right after my mom had a miscarriage years and years before I was born. Wow. My two theories are that either it is my older sibling being annoying like a sibling would be, or it is the fact our house is sitting on old Indian land, or Native American land, where they would have had to travel the Purple Trail. I would want to haunt a European descendant's house, too, if they forced me out of my home and killed over half my population. Yeah, no shit.
That's fucked.
Okay. Luckily, nothing much has happened since because my relationship with God is stronger. There are multiple stories based around my high school that not only I have experienced, but also my friends and teachers. Some of the stories are based on the fact we have a hanging tree. Holy fucking shit.
No.
That was used both in the lynchings, 1882 to 1968, and the Salem witch trials. Holy
Chop
fucking
that
shit.
Chop that shit. What the fuck?
Chop it or chop it down?
Chop it down.
Okay.
Burn
I love and
it.
enjoy everything you guys do on the podcast, and I hope that it continues for a long time. Maybe. I don't know. She gets on my nerves. I'm kidding. Don't hurt me. I wish you the best and that my stories weren't too boring. No, they were great. Thank you for sending them. Be expecting some stories based off my small redneck town later in the future, winky face. Hey, small redneck town is where I grew up, so I totally 100% understand that. So, wow, those were good and super creepy, and I hate the idea. I can't stand the idea of your paranormal activity being centered in your bedroom. Because, like, that's where you're supposed to go to get away from people,
right.
And you go there to sleep. That just fucking sucks.
Nope.
And the only thing you can do is if you have a sibling, you don't say anything and you switch rooms with them, and then you see if it happens to them too. And if it doesn't, everything's solved. Or maybe they're too stupid to notice. So who knows? But right on. That is the last email for the night.
Yep.
And I guess we're going to go ahead and look into stream chat and then do some marbles on stream.
Yep. Gabby says, I believe that slow motion bit about when you fall.
It's totally true, man.
I've never fallen from a high height. I've only fallen off like a trampoline.
I've had a couple things happen where I knew I was about to get hurt. Me and my brother and my friend Eric I used to live right by a campground, so we'd ride our bike to the campgrounds and we'd ride around on the roads there, and they were all gravel. And we just do stupid shit. You know, they had like a pond where we could go fishing, but we would a lot of times we'd do road rash because I love that game, and we'd ride around on our bikes and try and like kick each other off their bike. And there was this one night where my brother grabbed a fucking stick like a fucking movie. We're just like going as fast as we can.
Shoved
and he
in your
leans
spokes.
down and grabs a stick and sits up.
Old
And
Indiana Jones.
he fucking spoked me. And I went fucking flying off of that bike. And there's like a campsite filled with people sitting there. And like I got spoked. And as I was going over the handlebars, it's like everything slowed down. And I looked over and I could see all of them being like, ooh. I'm just like, fuck. And I just ate shit in the gravel. And because gravel is loose, you just slide for a while and you leave a trail. And I got up and like I was in winter clothes, so mostly it protected me. I just had some scrapes on my hand and face.
Yeah.
But I was laughing so fucking hard because I knew what it looked like to them. And they're like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Did that look awesome? It had to have looked awesome." They're like, "It looked like you died." I'm like, "No, I'm just a little bit hurt. No big deal." But yeah, that slow motion thing is totally fucking true. I was just thinking of another one that I jumped my car on a road because I'm fucking stupid, and like. You know, you get a little bit of air and you come down and you're fine. I got way too much air and it was like slow motion. And it was enough time where I could like look over at my friend who's in the passenger seat and shake my head like, no, because I knew it was going to be bad. And when we landed, I bottomed out. I cracked my fuel pump and I flattened my fucking brake lines. That's how bad we bottomed out that car. And that car just died and it just coasted like a mile and a half to a stop sign. And it was in the middle of fucking January. So it was like -10 outside. And I call my parents like, I really need you to come get me because it's already starting to get cold in this fucking car. And they got there,
Did
and
you
it
guys
was
have to huddle for
it
warmth?
was so cold. We were getting as close as possible, but it was like, oh my god, I think we're gonna die here. What have I done? So okay, Miss DZ asked a question, and it says, real question: can we get a jump scare dono DONO sound for a specific amount? Those are fun. A jump scare.
What is that?
I think what Miss DZ is trying to say, if I'm not incorrect here, is that if you donate a certain amount, you want us to do a jump scare on the podcast.
No, like a sound will just happen on the podcast.
Oh, okay. So if you donate a certain amount, you can scare everyone, maybe. Because I know when I first started doing the alerts and everything, people were telling me, like, the volume's way too high. Like, I can't hear you guys talking, so I had to bring it down. But we can adjust those individually, so that's not a bad idea. Like, if you donate, like, $5 or $10 or whatever, it's just like a scream. But that's the thing. We have this muted, because if we don't, it'll reverb. Like, you guys will hear us hearing things, and then it won't match up.
Oh, God, I'm stuck. Okay.
Robin had to focus so much on her jewelry before the show. And it's just been a disaster. Just the wrist thing. Just that.
Okay. Well, for me, we'd have to put like earbuds in or something to hear it. And I don't know. I know there was a podcast before that did that where like an annoying noise would play, and so a whole bunch of people donated to them, and they made fuckloads of money.
It was me telling you about that. Yeah.
It was for a charity.
Yeah. It was Base Trade TV, and they're doing. They stream. There's just two guys from their houses streaming pros from StarCraft 2 playing each other, and they just announce it, and they put in something for a $3 donation, and it was just they pick a different sound every time, every show, and it was some super annoying soundbite. And some guy donated $100 to them, and they donated it in increments of 3, so it just kept repeating. And one of the hosts was getting so fucking mad, and everyone thought it was so funny that they wound up getting like $10,000.
Did they have earbuds in or something?
I don't know. I think they just had like their audio on, and they could hear it. And it was just every time they try and talk, like every 6 seconds, it would like loop back, and it would just be like woo, something stupid like that. And like the host was like, "This is for a good cause. Thank you guys so much for sending this money. I can't wait to get rid of this fucking soundbite. I hate everyone right now." And then they changed it, and his co-host changed it to something that was just as annoying, and then they just kept getting money. So, yeah, that was really funny. I remember tuning in and being like, this is hilarious. I see our Twitch numbers going up, so I know some of you guys are joining us right now.
Ready for marbles?
To do marbles. So let's get through this Twitch chat here. I see Taylor over on YouTube says, "Marbles always reminds me of that game Moneyballs on GameCube."
Never played
I totally agree. So it's just, it looks very similar.
Chessie Cat says, "I'm so scared that the Snapchat filter is going to pick up a ghosty, like, oh no, the ghost has cat ears."
I really like that fucking video.
Of the Chucky doll?
Yeah, the Chucky doll.
And then she's like sticking her tongue out.
She's doing the dog filter where if you open your mouth, the tongue comes out, and she's doing it and laughing a bunch, and then it comes out of the fucking mouth of the Chucky doll, and she's like, what the fuck just happened?
Glitch says, "In Texas, we use Meemaw and Pawpaw. The only reason why I know about Meemaw is because of Big Bang, and that's what
I was thinking too.
Sheldon
I was like, I've heard this, but I
grandma.
don't know if this is specific to like a culture or a location.
But he's from Texas in the show.
Well, there you go. That makes
So,
sense. Miss Deezy says, "I should be writing this reference letter for a friend. I should be
That's so
finishing
funny.
the new version of my resume, but I'm not. I'm doing this instead. So this is my resume."
Aw. Glitch says, "This is the first time I got to watch at home with Steve. Vacation's the best. We are
Nice.
so glad you're able to watch it." Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
I like how you've been humming the "I Dream of Jeannie" song
I don't know
all
why.
night.
It's stuck in my head. Damn, I clicked on the chat button and it says no politics. Fuck. What the fuck? Everyone's excited for marbles.
Now, we try and keep anything that could divide anyone out of this podcast. There's plenty of places you can go to get that stuff.
Yeah.
And this is just about paranormal shit, spiritual shit, cryptids, all that stuff. And you know what? It doesn't have anything to do with your politics, your race, your religion, any of that shit. So we just keep it completely clear of that. So we want to be as accepting as possible to everyone. And no one needs to know because it doesn't matter here. This is one of the places that you really don't have to worry about that shit. And
cool.
We want that to be a bastion. So you
Let's
vamp a little
get
bit.
started.
I hate you so much.
Does anyone else like Rosanna Pansino? I fucking love her. I watched her from when she used to make super cheesy YouTube baking videos, and now she's just this huge baking mogul. Like, she has her own baking supplies, and it blows my mind. I can't believe how popular she is now. It is absolutely incredible.
I just wanted to say something too, and this is true with her. And a lot of people, like literally a lot of people have reached out to us like, how do I start my podcast, this or that? And the one thing I can say, no matter what microphones you get, or if you're going to do a vlog, or if you're going to do like weekly episodes or bi-weekly, the most important thing, and this is true for every successful person who's ever done this, is consistency. If you have a schedule, stick to it. Never skip an episode. If you skip an episode, you're going to lose your audience. Like, plain and simple, that's just how it happens. And like, Rosanna Pansino, is that her name?
Yeah.
Like, she's been so consistent. And if you look at like the Kind of Funny guys, they do daily shows and they never miss their daily shows. And to give their hosts some breaks, they've rotated in other hosts. So like certain days are for different combinations of hosts. But if you guys want to start something like that, and I know a lot of you guys do because you've reached out to us, like, consistency is key. Like, don't let anyone down. Like, if you're going to tell someone like this are the days we're going to do it, then do things that day. It's very important.
Glitch says there's an email you never sent him.
Yeah, it's a really long email that I need to forward him. So
okay.
I could have sworn I sent it. I might have sent it to the wrong person, to be honest. So I will send it directly after this show, Glitch.
Okay. Yeah, I got Rosanna's first cookbook. I got her first cookbook, the one that's like nerdy nummies, because I love everything nerdy and being able to cook. I think I used her apple pie recipe in there, and it turned out really good. But I really want to get her new book that's like baking throughout the year or something like that, or baking all year round. And I just kind of want to like just bake. I love baking, but then I started baking a bunch.
Yeah.
Like way too much.
Robin's a very good baker, by the way. Robin got me promoted from always baking and sending shit with me to work. It was glorious. And like a bunch of people got promoted at once, and we had like a meet and greet with all these other departments. And when they were introducing me, like, the one thing you need to know is Adam knows someone named Robin, and she bakes. And it's like they had never met her.
So funny.
It's 100% true, too. So speedrun played percentage is 9.2%. That's a lot. And again, guys, if you want to vote on this, exclamation point vote, and then the number of the track that you want to do. I see you guys are starting to toss them in. We have one vote already for, looks like, track 32. While you guys are doing that, I'm going to do some adjustments to this overlay really fast. So hope you guys don't mind. And then Robin can vamp a little bit, too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I don't know if you guys like baking too, but I don't know. What other YouTubers are big that I like? I don't know, Simon and Martina. I love Simon and Martina. They make me so happy. They're like, if you guys ever say like couple goals for us, like I am couple goals for Simon and Martina, because they're just so cute together. They're so perfect, and I love them. But yeah, they are also very nerdy.
They are very nerdy.
Yeah, have you watched their videos with me or no?
I've watched a ton of their videos with you, especially before we went to Japan.
Yes, they have such amazing Japan videos. I just really want to go back. If I could go back to Japan, that'd be great.
I'm going to put this down here.
Oh, yeah?
I'm just floating it around for everyone to see, because you guys don't need to see my selection versus your selection. Everyone knows what's going to happen. So keep those votes coming. We're going to let you guys pick this one, and then if we do a second one, which we always fucking do, we'll pick that one.
Cool.
So keep voting for now, and then we'll get to it. And like always, we're going to send some merch to whoever winds up winning the race. And if it's someone who already has some merch, then let us know what you like. And if you want more stickers or whatever the case may be, cool. And if it's something that's like, relatively understandable, then we'll take care of that. We do take like requests, kind of. Not like really. Specific requests, not like something crazy, but
no, I have stickers. That's all I have.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
or like a button. I can do a button,
stuff
like a pinback
that.
button.
All right, so we have 12 votes for tracks in right now. Let's see who's in the lead so far. Gonna jump back into the game and stop editing this thing live on the air. We have 2 votes for Return to Sender, but it is not lit up green, which means it's not our number 1.
Endurance Test looks green.
Endurance Test is green. And, okay, it says record time. This track was not finished faster than 3 minutes flat. So it's going to be a long one, and it looks like it's what we want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and select it. And selection, Endurance Test. It's very pretty. I love that color. That's the color of the walls in our bedroom.
Is it?
I think it is. I might be wrong. So go ahead and type exclamation point play if you would like to join. Now is the time. ChessieCat98 is the first to join us. And of course, Robin has to join in. You know what? Hashtag fuck it. I'm getting on my phone and I'm going to try and get in here. Let's see what happens.
Godspeed. What if I press start before you can?
I would murder you. And plus, not everyone has joined.
But yeah, exclamation point play, everybody. I just love watching. It's like super fun. I think this is my favorite part of of the end, is just like having everybody join in and like seeing how many marbles just go through these maps.
Hey, Malum has joined. That's me, by the way. So if you ever want to watch me play games, that's my personal account. I barely ever stream my personal gaming. So
I stream Overwatch, and we might stream Let's Go Pikachu.
I really want to, because I'm going to play the shit out of that game.
I want to
so
stream
excited
Fallout 76, but I feel like I'm going to be such a noob because I only played the beta once. That
there's a lot of people who haven't played though, so
I don't know.
It's all right. All right, I'm going to give you guys 10 more seconds to join in. Exclamation point play one last time, and then we'll have a countdown for 10 seconds, and then we're going to get going. We have 17 people joined in, really 15 because Robin and I have also joined. So if we win, whoever comes in before us will get something. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Or we're just going to say we won, so fudge y'all. So I don't want to be that guy, but I know Robin's that person, so I don't know.
Well, then we'll just do another one afterwards.
Okay, well, we're already going to do 2, so the stream has to end at some point. So, all right, I'm hitting start meow. So if you guys still want to join in, you have 10 seconds left. Wacky waving arm inflatable tube band. Passing on the savings to you.
Wow.
Yeah. Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. That's how it actually goes. So starting out number 1 right now, it says Chessiecat, but The trick to this track is going to be who gets down that hole first. Scary Podcast Ghost Ball is not an actual person. It's just the fastest it's ever been raced.
Whoa.
Oh, look who's winning.
Are you kidding?
It says I'm winning, but it also says Carly is winning. So we're side by side, but it looks like I'm in first place right now.
Oh my gosh, I was hoping you would go off
You
the
always
edge.
hope I would die. Carly has taken the lead from me, and the Scarish Podcast Ball, the local ghost, is the fastest ever been finished. Although, here I go. Sorry, guys. This happens sometimes. Ask Robin. We've played a lot of Mario Party. So, I feel kind of fucking guilty right now that I put my ball in here, but at the same time, I already said that this ball doesn't matter. So, let's go to number 2. Carly is still winning. And the closest person is really far back there right now. So, it looks like Carly's going to run away with this unless she dies, unless she flies off the edge. And there's a lot of track left to go, at least 2 minutes worth. And these are some like really crazy turns right now. It's just barely staying on the track.
I just want your ball to fly off. Just get out of there. I'm just like intently watching.
I think most people are intently watching. At least I hope they are.
Miss Jeezy said it's rigged.
Rigged.
I believe it. Look at how far you are. It's bullshit.
I'm on the other side. You can't tell who's further ahead. Alice in Wonderland and Valley Girls are catching up, however, and Scarish Local Ball is seems to be racing
I
my
smashed
ball.
my hand into my microphone.
I feel bad that I joined. I'm not going to join next time because that's just silly. I don't know why a host would join their own race, except just
because
for fun.
I can.
I mean, I can too. I just don't want to anymore. All right, Carly's still in the lead. Alice in Wonderland, let's go check out and see what's going on back here. They can get a smooth transition through this track. They're definitely going to catch up. Carly is catching up on my ball right now, so it's only a matter of time, I feel like, before I get overtaken here.
Overtaken. Ugh.
Don't. Why do you have to hit me in the face?
Because it's nice.
Carly is right behind my ball. Good Lord.
Dude, what the fuck? I think you're cheating. You're not making it fair for anyone.
I literally am not doing anything. I control absolutely nothing. Man, this is a long track.
3 minutes. We're not even on 3 minutes yet.
If one of us finishes ahead of 3 minutes, we become like the leader for the entire game, because this includes everyone. I mean, we're just going to be on the leaderboard. It'll say like fastest time completed was this person. Carly's hitting my ball now, which is just rude. But Alice in Wonderland has made some serious progress.
Do you think we could stand behind it and blow it? Just make it go faster.
It probably would work if they were real.
The technology in the 3DS where you could blow on it
Yeah.
for Cooking Mama, amazing.
The Wii U had the same thing too, but the Wii U also kind of sucked.
You suck.
I don't know. I still bought it. Oh my god.
Oh, man.
This is the time right now. If there's going to be someone that comes back, they need a clean run right now. Carly took the lead and defeated me and finished local record 3 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah, but it's not like the actual record.
Ah, yes.
So
Carly wins. Congratulations, Carly.
Surprise.
Like, clean win. You defeated me
I already mailed
too.
a letter full of stickers to you, so.
Let us know if there's additional stickers we can send you.
Yeah, because I know you posted about yours being all torn up, so I sent you a new one.
The Snark says question mark, or the microphone question mark. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the microphone that you could blow on. And when you blew on it, it would like react in the game.
Yeah, it was really cool.
We're going to let everyone finish out. I'm pretty sure that thing was the microphone. So, I don't know, though.
Oh.
It was a hole in there that had like a little speaker-style thing.
Yeah, and it told you to blow on it.
Yes. So, no one died. So, this is the first race where no one fell off the edge. So, Carly has won. This is her first win. Congratulations. And I got 4 points just starting out for my first race ever, which is super cool. So, that's nice to see.
Bullshit. I mean, what?
Don't hate. All right, so let's get into a second one. And I'll go ahead and let you pick which track this is going to be. So it will scroll through. You guys can make suggestions to Robin. You can also make votes if you'd like. But in the end, she's going to be the person who has final say on which track we're going to race.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone vote for now, and we'll see.
Okay, there you go, guys. Go ahead and vote for the second one, and then that will be the wrap-up. So vote for number 32 has come in. Return to sender.
What's number 32?
Average time on that track is 3 minutes and 29 seconds. Holy ball sacks.
Hashtag vote and the number of the track you'd like to see. With a space in between vote and the number of the track you'd like to see. Sorry. So hashtag vote space the number.
Cosmic Chaos is in the lead right now. That's a 3-minute, 14-second track as well. Although the record time on that one is 2 minutes and 12 seconds. So it will go faster than the endurance test.
The long races are mesmerizing. I really like how simple it is. Just watching balls go around. I don't know.
It is simple, but it is mesmerizing.
Except for when your ball gets knocked off the first second.
Return to Sender now has 5 votes. Its record time is 48 seconds. So even though the average time is very long, someone flew through that fucking track. It's bizarre.
I wonder if you can, like, up the power of your ball somehow.
No, I don't think you can. So we'll just let this keep scrolling one more time, and I think it's going to wind up being number 32, Return to Sender. You're going to go with the viewers' vote on this one?
Yes, sir. I think you can actually just click the Return to Sender down here.
I can, yeah, where it says viewers' vote.
Yeah, I just noticed you actually click on the map and then click my vote.
Sometimes it doesn't always work. That's why I go with my selection. So, all right, it's going to be Return to Sender. Let's get this thing going. So this one looks insane.
This is my December.
If you're going to join, type !play right meow.
Take
Hashtag
me to
take
church.
Me to church. We need it, Adam.
All right. !play. !play to put your marble in the mix.
Wow. That was very game show hosty of you.
Thanks.
Someone actually did #play. Way to go, Robin.
Fuck. You know what I meant, Gabby. Stab you.
We got 16 people in. That's just about everyone we had last time. Cause I'm pretty sure we had 15.
But there's more people joining in the chat now. So we have 28 in the chat now. So
yeah, if you guys want to join in on this game right now, all you have to do is type in the chat !play. You will get a ball on the screen. It'll run through this track. If you finish number 1, you will get some stickers mailed to you courtesy of Scarish. We're up to 17 people racing this time. Come on, play with us, Adam. All right, but no one gets to be mad at me if I win, because that happens to me way too fucking often.
Miss Stacy says, remember when # was pound? Pepperidge Farm remembers.
That's fucking funny.
Okay, the other day at work, I said # instead of pound, and my coworkers were like, did you really just do that? What the fuck? And yes, I did. I don't know.
I have also joined in the good fun, so I'm just gonna click start. You have 10 seconds from right now to type in !play if you'd like to join in.
Oh my gosh, you can do skins for subs. It says non-sub skins.
We just have to design one, and since you're the person that does all the designing of logos, I'm reluctant to ask you because you get mad at me.
Okay, well you have to show me a template so I can.
I don't know what to do. Young Slurms joined. At the last seconds, we'll have 19 to go. And begin.
Slurm. Do you remember Slurm?
I do remember Slurm. Pepper Charm remembers. Looks like Alice in Wonderland is in first place. I don't understand how someone got through this track in like
50-something seconds.
50 seconds. Miss Deezy is in first. The Robin Grace. I hate her. I like that all these paths like.
Well, look, I'm way ahead.
Young Slurms is in second place. I wonder why some people have white letters and some people have
blue letters. Subs.
It might be subs. That might be exactly what it is, actually. You
Whoa,
teleported. What
Portal.
the fuck is going on?
Have you guys ever played Portal?
I tried to play it, and then you got mad because you have... oh, wow, it's going to different parts of the track. Like, some people got teleported over here. Some people got teleported over there. It says Pancakes29 is in first place, but everyone's coming from a different angle. Now it says Young Slurms is in first place. I think Madison just died or got teleported down. I don't know if those are people... Yep, those are people dying. There's a lot of people dying right now. Alice in Wonderland has died. The Snark has been eliminated.
What?
I think you have to catch that portal. Oh, wow. This track is fucking nuts.
This is horrible.
Switch Fox and Meadows has been eliminated. I'm looking at Pancakes, but it says Sloth R6 is the person in first place right now.
What?
I don't think that's the case right now. Oh, my God. What is happening? Pancakes29 is supposedly in first place down here. What the hell did you run into, Pancakes? You look to be stuck. You look to be completely 100% stuck. If we don't have a winner for this... I'm going to be really fucking annoyed that this map exists.
What?
All right, so I think Glitch, it looks to me like Glitch is in first place. No, Pancakes has made it through. I think that shit dissolved.
Oh.
Which means Pancakes was way far out in the lead for a really long time. And
well, all right.
You have won, Pancakes29. Congratulations. We're very proud of you. Thank you for joining the race.
Thank you for finishing it.
Yeah, this one is fucking crazy. This is not for the faint of heart. So... awesome. We'll let everyone finish out, and then we'll see what place everyone came in so everyone knows if they can feel good or bad about themselves.
Yeah.
And reach out to us via email. So email storytime@scarish.com, pancakes29 with just a mailing address that we can send you some stuff, and we'd be happy to send it out to you. So.
Same with Girl Panic, don't forget.
So Glitch came in second. I came in third. I think I had a pretty good night. I went second and third. That's not bad. So we'll see what my point total is at the end of the night.
Man, I got dropped. I was like up there.
Yeah, you got murdered. You got murdered pretty quick. This one was fucking
still on
crazy.
there. Look, I'm fourth.
Really?
Oh no, I'm down there. It's rough.
Come on, get the lead out of your ass. What are you doing here? There's so many people that are just still hanging out in this roundabout. It's hilarious.
What the?
This shit is brutal, man.
No, this is horrible. Who invented this?
Because that middle one is spinning so fucking fast. How do you even get down it? All right, where's Chessy Cat at? Okay, Chessy Cat is stuck on... This fucking thing sucks. What's the name of this thing? Return to sender? Let's not do this one again. This one is just atrocious.
Yeah.
You died, and Carly just died.
Wow.
And Akasuna just died as well. Sloth R6 just died. All that's left is Chessy Cat. 4 people finished out of, what, 19?
Yep.
That is absolutely nuts.
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
That's horrible. Who invented this?
Whoever made this one is just brutal and evil and mean. So, all right, we're going to go back to the normal stream, and we're going to finish out. So we hope you guys enjoyed the show. We enjoyed having you here. It's always a blast to do these things live, and we appreciate everyone that comes out to watch.
Adam's going to have to figure out the template for me to make specific subscription balls.
Sub balls. We're going to call them sub balls. That way, if you guys are subscribers, you can have a little scary ball or something like that. So... Cool. So you want to move into the transition out?
Yeah.
So, okay.
Don't forget, guys, we do have Patreon, patreon.com/scarishpodcast. Thank you guys for joining us. If you go to our Patreon, become a Badge of Honor Patreon and above, I do have some Chug Some Corn stickers coming in that I'm
Can't believe that took on a life of its own.
That I'm going to mail out with the winter pinback buttons. And I do plan on making some acrylic keychains or charms that are going to be sent out next season, I think, hopefully.
Cool.
So yeah, go to patreon.com/scarishpodcast, and then we do have a coffee, ko-fi.com/scarishpodcast, and that all the donations on there will go to helping us upgrade our studio setup.
We're very close to getting into the next echelon of studio, which will not be a GoPro duct taped to a fucking tripod.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to move on from that. So it'll be really nice to get some backlighting going on too in the studio. And then from there on, we can set some new goals. And I'm really excited because we're at the highest we've ever been for patrons. I think 36 is what we're at, which means we're 14 away. From
going to the Winchester.
Exactly.
Yay!
And it's just
really
it's a month. It's a monthly sign up, and it's as low as $1 a month, and it's like it comes out right away, so you don't have to worry about it like coming out like later on and forgetting about it. It will come out the first of every month, and you can do as little as $1. You can go up to $1,000 a month, I think, if you would like to. So it's completely up to you, but that really does help us, and on top of that, that'll move us towards the goal of having a meetup at like a fancy scary place, which I think could be really fun.
That'd be really fun.
Because I'm very annoying on a phone, and I will call Winchester Mansion and be like, look, this is kind of a big deal. Like, I don't know if you've heard of this podcast. We have the best fans in the fucking world, and we will bring people in. Like, I'm sure no one comes to see Winchester Mansion anymore, and then they'll hang up on me for sure. And maybe I'll record it and put it on for Patreon-only content. That would be fucking funny, but I'm pretty sure I get sued. But yeah, every bit of donation, everything that you guys do to support us, we absolutely appreciate, whether it's a review on iTunes, a like on the page, sharing the episode, tweeting at us and letting us know, going to Instagram, doing amazing fan art. Like, we just got something that today that was so good. They even got my nose correctly. They got my
they put the little mole on
my
its
mole
face
on my
there.
face. It's got a little. I have a little brown spot and I have a little brown spot on my nose, and they nailed it. It was just it's super cool to see that people care enough about what we do to draw something for us.
It like feels so nice when you guys do stuff like that for us, because it's just like you went out of your way, you spent so much time on it. Like, it feels so good, and
we appreciate it.
We really
it makes our day. Everyone that sends us an email or gives us a shout out or says anything, whatsoever, any interaction that we get, or goes and leaves a rating or review on iTunes, all those things matter a whole lot to us. So we appreciate you folks so much. Thank you for listening. If you want to send us your stories, email storytime@scarish.com. Go to facebook.com/scarishpodcast. You can message us from there. You can send us stuff even if you just want to talk to someone and you're not looking to get it shared on the podcast. We totally encourage that. Multiple people have done it before, and that is 100% okay. You can join the Scarish Spooky Friends group on our Facebook page as well and post there for some instant feedback, or just join the community. You can also join us on Discord. Go to scarish.com. Scroll down on the right-hand side. It'll say join us on Discord, and it'll have this Discord logo. Just click that, and you will be there. You can also tweet at us at ScarishPod or message us on Instagram at ScarishPodcast. That is a lot of shit. Last but not least, I'd just like to thank everyone who came out to watch us live on Twitch and YouTube. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. We appreciate you very, very much. It makes doing this every Wednesday super awesome. It's something we look forward to.
And just, it's fun to talk to.
And for those of you guys who can't make it, we love you too and hope to see you soon. And, we'll have a new schedule coming out soon when Robin hits her next semester, because schedules are going to change, and that's just what happens. So hopefully the guys that... hopefully the folks of you that joined us already still can, and
I don't think
more people can.
I have any classes past 5.
That's good.
Semester, so
it's good stuff for us. So that's gonna be just about it.
And then Amber says, "I'll sell you my Nikon D3100. Super nice video. Don't use it anymore. I have a D5100, and we tried it, and it did not work for streaming.
There's a lot of different things that you have to do to get a DSLR to stream properly, and if you can finally get all that shit to work, then you have to hope to God they don't overheat. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into picking a new camera, like budget, interface, all that fun stuff, and we're getting there though. So we're gonna hopefully be upgrading here very, very soon. But cool. I'm just gonna go ahead and do the sign out because you've taken it like the last 2 or 3 times, I think. So everyone, keep on creeping on, and we'll talk to you next week.